in the camp of the sit the guy for a year. How much are you going to learn in the year? But when you look at some of these quarterbacks and what they actually did, and the guys that get thrown into the fire and the guys that don't, there's something to be said about maybe just getting a little bit of experience under you, even if you are riding pine. So I'm really excited for that conversation. Of course, we have our Kings Thunder preview again for the 18th time. And you know we love to have on beat writers from the teams that the Kings are facing. But I don't have to do that the first 20 games because it's just a rotation as the Kings just get passed back and forth between the elite of the West. So we are going to just tell you who's playing. Really, who is playing for the Thunder, who is playing for the Kings, and that streak of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander not playing in the fourth quarter, hopefully or not scoring the fourth quarter because he's barely playing. Hopefully it ends tonight, which would mean it's an actual game, but I don't know if that will be the case. But Keegan has been elevated. He's out tonight, but I believe we will see Keegan Murray on tomorrow. I think that feels right, all right? And if it ain't tomorrow, it's going to be Saturday. So that is the biggest story here. And what can the Kings do once Keegan Murray is back in the fold? All right? We've said it before, right? Hey, go ahead and wear this one tonight. And then tomorrow, you get Keegan back. Hopefully, you get Domantas Sabonis back. And unless something else random pops up, this would be the first time the Kings would be at full strength. The first time this season. So that could happen tomorrow. Keegan has been elevated. He is out tonight. Domas is out tonight. And this is kind of what I talked about, right? Get the vibes right. Domas, get him right, and let's handle this Grizzlies team. You got to go to Memphis, and the Grizzlies were kind of stunned a little bit. They're only up 1 with 2 minutes left, and trust me, we're going to get into that in about 5 minutes here. But the Grizzlies looking to bounce back from a loss to the Spurs. Let's come in fully loaded, everybody ready to go, and see what happens and try to turn the tide here. But right after that, you get the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. So at least you'll get one opportunity to get the vibes right because chances are it ain't going to happen in Oklahoma City against the Thunder. We've joked before, but I don't know what that line is. I don't think Shai needs to play. I think it could be a level of Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, and Isaiah Hartenstein. That might be enough. I only said 4 names. You might only need 4 players. You might only the Thunder. I'm not trying to. Okay, yeah, it sounds disrespectful. Could the Thunder, Kyle? I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm being messy, but if the Thunder didn't sit in their normal crew, right?
Yep.
Right now, and I know Domantas Sabonis isn't playing, but if they played the whole game 4-on-5, do you think they'd win?
I would say no.
Okay, I just had to check.
But if we did,
but they'd cover. They'd cover.
No, I'm saying they'd lose.
I'm saying they might be the underdog, and they might cover.
You're saying if we adjusted the line.
It'd be close.
So while I don't think 5-on-4 might be going a little too far, I will say, how many players would we have to remove from the Thunder before we made the Kings favorites? It might be 6 players.
Yeah, yes. I like that way. That is more respectable. We'll go in that direction. So Kings taking on the Thunder tonight. I watched a lot of basketball last night, so I was on baby number 2 duty. Toddler Styles is not really feeling me right now. It's just mommy this, mommy that. So I haven't really been putting her to bed, which I do miss, but at the same time, I get to hang out downstairs with number 2 and just feed her bottles and burp her while I watch basketball. And I got to tell you, I don't know what happened, but I'm watching the NBC game last night, and it's the Blazers and the Suns. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but the Suns...
That's because they start at 8:15.
Yeah, the Suns win 127-110. Here's what's funny about the NBA. We kind of forget who these guys are once they get to the league and they get a role, right? Dylan Brooks was joking, not even joking, but he was saying when he was on the Grizzlies, they were saying he could only shoot a certain amount of times, and he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. That's what they were saying. And he only had 12 last night. But Dillon Brooks, all of a sudden, is kind of a bucket because they need him to be with no Jalen Green. Dillon Brooks, the whole time he was with the Grizzlies, that wasn't his job. He's kind of a Draymond-type player, kind of a bruiser. All right, let Ja and Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. do all the scoring. But let us not forget. I'll never forget. You know why I won't forget? Can't remember who they beat. But all I know is that the Oregon Ducks, they were facing whoever I had winning in that March Madness, and Dillon Brooks was a bucket. He could shoot the 3-ball. He went off in that game. And then he subsequently went to the NBA. So we forget, and a lot of times it takes summer basketball when they're playing at that one place in New York where nobody misses, the Summit or Rico Hines, whatever it is, when we see these runs and we realize all these guys were buckets at one point in time. It's just all relative. Now, some of them can't tap back into it, but I'm watching Dillon Brooks, and look, there were some promos floating around for Taco Tuesday, and I just happened to look. Dillon Brooks set at 18 and a half. 18 and a half. I'm thinking, who the heck is this guy? This is not the same guy, but then you remember as he's averaging in 9 games, I know it's early, 9 games, Dillon Brooks is averaging 20.9 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's shooting 32% from 3, 45% from the field. Some of that is just a level of volume being raised, but a lot of these guys, they understand a role and they say, okay, this is what you want me to do. And they do it. The same thing when he was on the Rockets, right? They kind of needed a score, but Dillon Brooks isn't going to be your number 1 guy. He's your number 2. He's really your number 3, a really good number 3, an outstanding number 4. And right now they kind of need him to be number 2 because Jalen Green is out. But this Suns team, which brings me to a conclusion, Kyle, and it's so funny because we went back and forth yesterday as far as, are the Kings going to finish 12th? Or are they going to mess around and finish 9th or 8th? I'll tell you this much, Kyle. It's really respectable right now, I guess I should say, how everything looks. And when you look at the Western Conference, I kind of believe in the Suns to not finish outside of the top 10. Right? I don't think they're going to do anything, but the way the Suns are playing, there's just a vibe. It's a vibe shift. I know I sound like Tony Vitello and the Giants, but there's a vibe shift, and they just seem loose. They haven't even gotten Jalen Green yet, but they've kind of band together the guys that have been traded over. And that's the thing when you do these bigger deals, when guys come over together versus a random DeMar DeRozan and a random Zach LaVine, and they didn't, even though they played together, they didn't come over at the same time. This is your Dillon Brooks or Jalen Green. Hey, we just got kicked to the curb for KD. Let's see what we can do together out here and give your boy Devin Booker a level of support. By the way, I was gonna send you this on Instagram. 2 things on Devin Booker. Number 1, did you see the shoes he wore? You know how, if you're new to the show, Devin Booker has released 8,000 different types of his shoe.
Chris Verlaud buys all of them.
And Chris Verlaud buys all of them. Did you see? So first, they released a Converse. It was a Converse-style version of his shoe. And I almost sent it to you on Instagram because all the comments were enough. They were just ticked off, just, Booker, enough with all the different colorways. Then the very next day, this morning, I almost sent it to you, but it was about 4 a.m. They finally, I guess people were so annoyed, they finally leaked the book 2. They finally leaked Devin Booker's second shoe, which feels like his first version released 5 years ago. So I had to tell you that, kind of an inside joke, and Chris Verlaud's probably going to buy him. Christmas is around the corner, but I had to tell you that because we were talking Devin Booker. But as far as the Suns are concerned, they have band together as there are 2 types of lands of misfit toys, right? There's a good land of misfit toys where you can band together about being misfit toys, and that's what the Suns feel like right now. Then there's a land of misfit toys that are just also misfit on a different piece of land, and that's the Kings, right? We are a land of misfit toys, but we're still misfit. You can be a land of misfit toys and fit together because, hey, they didn't want you, and they said that this guy's better than you, that guy's better than you, and we're gonna we're going to see what we got. Mark Williams, right? Lakers didn't want him, right? They bounced back that trade.
Well, Lakers did want him and then didn't want him.
They didn't like his body. They didn't like what they didn't like what they saw. Hey, Mark, come on over to the Suns. We're going to see what we can do.
Nick Richards,
all these guys, right? And they have made a conscious decision to see what they can do together as a group. It's still early, but Kyle, that Blazers team at home, they're dogs defensively, and the Suns are supposed to stink defensively, and they held them down. I'm looking here. Shaden went off for 29, but they held Denny to 19. Denny had been over 25 his last couple of games. So I'm only spending this time on the Suns because sometimes it does work when you pull this all together. Ryan Dunn, to me, has been a letdown. He was supposed to be their untouchable. He was there, Jalen, because all these teams now, this is what the Kings are missing, and this is why people are tough on Keegan. Because all these teams now have this 6'8" dude that can also handle the rock and shoot the basketball, things like that. They all have them. They're only, and funny enough, the two teams that don't have them are the two teams in Northern California. I guess the Warriors kind of have one. They both kind of have one.
They have Kuminga.
They have Kuminga, and the Kings have Keegan, which neither of them do the things. Because I was watching last night, and as much as I say I love Denny Avdia, I don't get to watch him too much. But the way Denny handles the basketball, he's set at 6.5 assists a night. The way he's doing things, that's the level that's who everybody wants. He's not Luka, but there's a bunch of mini Lukas running around. Remember, for a while it was everybody wants a Paul George. Now everybody wants a 6'7", 6'8" guy that can kind of handle the rock at times. The Thunder have two of them, right? In Jalen Williams and Shea, which is why they are who they are.
Everyone wants a Ben Simmons that can shoot.
Exactly. And the Warriors don't really have that, and the Kings don't really have that because that's not Keegan. And I know Keegan's been working on his handle. We were talking to his pops. You can check that out on YouTube. I have to plug it every time I mention it. But that's not who Keegan has been. And that hasn't been Ryan Dunn either, but the Suns have still won basketball games. And I'm looking here, Kyle, at the Western Conference, and I believe everybody that's in the top 10 besides number 10. I believe
in the top 9.
I believe in the top 9 right now. Number 1, Thunder. 2, Nuggets. 3, Rockets. 4, Lakers. 5, Spurs. 6, Timberwolves. 7, Suns. 8, Warriors. 9, Trailblazers. Then number 10, the Jazz. Then you get the Clippers who might figure it out. The Grizzlies could figure it out. The Mavs don't want to figure it out. And then you get the Kings and the Pelicans. As much as a great conversation we had yesterday about the Kings maybe messing around and floating to that 8, I believe in those top 9 so much, barring injury. All them trash teams at the bottom fighting for 10. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we talked about yesterday. The West went from, wow, these juggernaut teams fighting for 10 to actually all these teams suck and someone's going to have to get 10.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the Clippers who will get healthy and then figure it out and they'll get the 10 and it'll be neat and nice, right? It'll be Dallas, Memphis, Sacramento, Utah, and New Orleans are the 5 that don't make it to the playoffs, and then you have your actual sample of 10.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, you don't know. By the way, you just did this whole analysis of the Suns and didn't even mention that if you were to vote too early in the season for a most improved player, it's probably Grayson Allen.
He didn't play last night.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He did not play last night.
Grayson Allen has been crazy this year. He's having his second most efficient season of his career, despite the fact he's shooting 5 more shots per game than any point in his career. He's leading the league in steals. He's got more assists by double anything he's had previously in his career. Like, Grayson Allen is essentially playing like Jalen Green, which is crazy considering Grayson Allen is the role player who used to kill it at Duke when he was tripping people and spitting on them.
That was a long time ago. And by the way,
but he's back.
But I'll tell you this much. And Schmal and Miles is taking a break, but Grayson has been a nice under the radar bread and butter for a couple years now. Nobody pays attention to him on Prop Talk. But Grayson Allen, he gonna get you 3 It's set at 2.5 threes. He gonna put them up.
Like, he's legitimately their second most important player. I mean, Dylan Brooks is their second leading scorer, but he's like their second most important player this year, and it's not even a question. And they're actually pretty good.
It's crazy.
And the Portland point, Portland does kind of stink on defense this year, which is kind of funny how they've regressed like that. Mm-hmm. But Portland also looks like they've got it kind of figured out.
Yeah, and
despite having their coach getting arrested.
What's funny and kind of sad is what the Suns are doing. That is what we were talking about for the Kings. This is exactly what we were talking about. Nobody believes in them. It doesn't make a lot of sense. They're kind of a joke. But then they come out and say, you know what, we're going to band together and do this. This is exactly what we were talking about. Because the Suns might get the 8th seed. It's possible. It is possible. The way they're playing right now, it is possible. They have guys that, now Mark Williams, obviously, the problem has been his body, so we'll see who can stay healthy. And Devin Booker is always going to miss some time. Nowadays, everybody missing time. We're going to talk about that as well. But this is exactly what we thought was going to be the case with hoped would be the case with the Sacramento Kings. I also have a new look. I'm going to tell y'all this, man. I watched Duke, Kansas last night. And I got bad news for the Boozers. Bad news. Okay?
Boozer has some space.
No.
Fire a 3.
No, we don't. No. Okay? So we're going to discuss. I know it's just one game that I watched in full outside of the highlights, but we're going to talk about my takeaways from Duke, Kansas, because that's what we're talking about right now, man, and where the Kings are headed. But, Kyle, it's been a while. We got some Southspresso we need to get to, and we need to get to it right now. I'm fully loaded. It's my wife's birthday. I got a bunch planned. You know, it's something where you're excited about a gift, even though the gift isn't for you. You're excited to give the gift, and that's where I'm at right now. So I'm on my second cup already of Southspresso, and I'm ready to go. And look, this is not the only person that talked about it, but this is my guy, and I love him, and he is a fellow father, and I appreciate everything he does. And this is not necessarily about him, but Frankie Cardicelli posted something yesterday, and it went a bit viral on social media.
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
Now you're just doing it to annoy me. Life comes at you fast.
We bring the boom.
Life comes at you fast. This is from Frankie Cardicelli with a picture of Harrison Barnes in a Kings jersey and De'Aaron Fox in a Kings jersey. And why did Frankie post that? Because Harrison Barnes, they were losing to the Grizzlies, I think by 1, with a little over 2 minutes left. Harrison Barnes went on to score 7 straight. And De'Aaron Fox had a, quote, filthy windmill slam, which, based on his dunk package, look, I sound like a hater, but that's the only dunk he got, right? That's his dunk package, the windmill. We've seen it 8,000 times, all right? But
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I know, and it hits a little bit different when he's in a Spurs uni. I'm clearly being a hater because they had that place rocking. They had the Riverwalk on fire last night. And multiple people talked about this in the King space. The first one I saw, because it did so well on social media, is from Frankie Cardicelli. Life comes at you fast, with a picture of them in jerseys. And there are a lot of things we can bag on the Kings for, right? There are. But I do feel like at some point, if you are a Kings fan, you kind of have to choose a struggle. And to me, this is not the struggle I'm choosing. Like, what are we doing at this point? Okay, well, the Kings should have upgraded for De'Aaron, but also we're going to reminisce on Harrison Barnes, who I think we should just talk about Harrison Barnes just still playing at this high of a level when he was not really a throwaway, but there was a reason he's 33 years old. There was a reason he was moved to San Antonio, right? That is what it is. But we, as a community, we need to choose our struggles, because you can't be upset at everything, or you can't reminisce on everything. The De'Aaron Fox thing, and De'Aaron, now it's easy to sound like a leader when you're not the real leader. That's Wembanyama. De'Aaron is as comfortable as he's ever been. I told y'all he wanted to be Robin. I told you that. There was no opportunity for him to be Robin in Sacramento. They could have got him more help. They could have got him John Collins. They could have got him somebody. and maybe they would have got the 8 seed or 7 seed. But De'Aaron wanted to be Robin, and that was not going to happen in Sacramento. So it's easy for him to get the vibes right, all this. He's playing with house money with Wembanyama out. And obviously they got to win basketball games. But it's a little bit different when you know I'm not the guy that everyone's going to be around my locker. Nobody's asking. It's easy to be a leader when you're not forced to be a leader. So that's number one. And number two, this Harrison Barnes stuff. Can we not act like we didn't just watch Harrison Barnes these last couple years? This is the Harrison Barnes special. And I get it. He's looked great. He has these stretches. You remember the revenge tour? Chris Watkins and myself talking about the revenge tour he went on? We sat here and we got tired of it because we watched it day after day after day. And if Harrison Barnes did what he did last night on a more consistent scale, he would still be in Sacramento and De'Aaron would still be in Sacramento. So I understand that right now it's easy to be mad at everything, but we got to find a way to pick and choose some of these things. And I am not tripping off of De'Aaron Fox cosplaying as a number one when he's no longer the number one, and Harrison Barnes on a Harrison Barnes hot streak that we've seen before. Do I sound like a hater? Yes, but I'm trying to help y'all feel better about it. On the other side, let's kick off the show the right way. What is going on with this injury problem? What can the league do? And could they actually shorten the season? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now for the last 2 years, I've been sharing the great experience I've had being a customer of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the sales department to the service department, they're top notch. And now is the perfect time for you to have the MB of Stockton experience. The Mercedes-Benz holiday celebration is on, and that means you can get super low rates on new and certified pre-owned models. Plus, they'll throw in 3 years of prepaid maintenance on select models. They make it easy and affordable for you to drive away in the car of your dreams. And if you have a trade-in, well, they're looking for all vehicles to purchase. Any makes, any models, just holler at my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is the gift that keeps on giving. So take the short drive down I-5 and visit my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And while you're there, tell them Drape sent you.
This holiday season, create a fun and joy-filled memory for you and your loved ones. Come light the world and help others in need through the Giving Machine, November 17th through December 8th at the Galleria Mall in Roseville, and in Modesto at Valley Fair Mall, November 21st through December 12th. Choose local charities in your community or global charities worldwide. Feel the joy of Christmas. Go to GivingMachineGreaterSacramentoModesto.org.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation. One-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Now is the time before winter is full on in your kitchen to make sure your heat or your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out, leesair.com. Right now, get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, does it all, and they've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can help you stay warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. That's Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
On Sactown Sports.
This is the song from that got sent to Dave. I feel like Dave said his name was Brian.
He found his profile.
Dave did?
Didn't he have a photo of him?
Yeah, he had a photo of him. Here we go.
Crazy line.
I don't know if the Lord ever loved the Kings. I think that's the problem.
They had 8 years.
Yeah.
Every storyline.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
This is really good. Like, I love a good parody song. This is really well done.
I don't even know if it's parody.
I mean, it's a parody song. It's a
parody. Doesn't that mean funny? Does that not necessarily mean funny?
I mean, it is funny. He's singing about trading De'Aaron Fox. That's kind of funny.
It's not funny. I don't laugh about this. Yeah. Can you imagine if they played this on the parade, during the parade? Like all the Beam songs. You got Zell, Young Zell, all the Beam songs. Man. So remember how I turned to John Taffer sometimes? I would just have a Beam night, right? Beam night on game nights where it's all Kings themed music. I don't know if there are enough songs for that, but
we could enlist people to make some.
Hey, yes. Hey, you want to be a part?
Also, don't Deuce and Mo have like 4 of them we can use?
Yeah, they make a new one every week. So, Beam night, okay? And somebody says 916. Gosh, modern country is the worst. And that's what's so funny because I don't mind modern country because it's not as old school country. But if you are a true blue country fan, even some of the stuff you'll hear on country stations, yeah, there's some booms and some claps and some snaps and, and Body Like a Back Road. That is not normal country. This to me is closer to normal country or traditional country than Body Like a Back Road.
I don't even know what that song is.
Kyle, come on. You know Body Like a Back Road.
I'm not a big country guy.
That's the thing. There's some booms and some claps in there. 209 says this is a heartbreak song. It definitely is.
Oh, Sam Hunt. Okay, I know who that is.
Oh.
Never heard the song, but I do know who Sam Hunt is.
And there is a level of heartbreak when it does come to the Kings. By the way, to mend a broken heart, sometimes comedy is the way to do it. We have more tickets to Mike Epps, all right? That's at 12, Kyle?
No, 12 is the UC Davis.
Okay, 12 is UC Davis. 1 o'clock is Mike Epps. So we have all that coming up for you. And
also, I believe the Sac Chat is saying his name was Gavin.
Yeah, I saw that too. The text line is saying, who cares about Barnes and Fox? Apparently a lot of people. That's how I feel right? There's so much. The Fox thing, fine. But when we start, this is exactly how I felt about the Davion Mitchell thing. And Davion is playing well. But we watched Davion. If you want to blame, I guess, development on the Kings, we can do that. Sure. But we watched Davion. Y'all called and said, Allen, we got to get Davion out the paint. We need this Keon guy. Okay? Same thing with Harrison Barnes. Now we're going to talk about Harrison Barnes as if we didn't watch Harrison Barnes and we weren't frustrated with Harrison Barnes the last 4 or 5 years. That's what we're going to do? We don't have to do that. We don't. There are enough struggles for the Kings and Kings fans. You don't got to take on everything, okay? Because we've seen Harrison do stuff like this.
I think it's different, though, when we're specifically talking about the Beam Team guys. Like, if it's a year where the Kings didn't make the playoffs, it's not memorable, sure. But I remember being on these airwaves and hearing people talk about they should build statues for these guys. Yeah. Like, just all 10 of them,
but
just
Kyle,
have little statues.
They came back. Well, Harrison only got one more year, but they came back the next year and pooped on themselves.
Right, but...
Well, I guess Malik did get flopped on. But
yeah, but they were doing great until someone sat on Malik's leg and then Kevin Huerter's shoulder got dislocated.
Can you hate anyone more than Luka? He sits on Malik's leg and then goes to the Lakers.
Well, no, he does that, and then the next game...
yells at Vlade.
Yeah, the second game of the back-to-back yells at Vlade.
And then takes a plane to L.A.
That was well, that one wasn't really his fault, but it's Nico's fault. But the inflection point, I feel like, was that moment. I think the other thing with Fox and Barnes, too, specifically, is those guys were here for a really long time. Like, there are not 7-year Sacramento Kings that are just walking around on trees. In the last 20 years, it's been Mike Bibby, Jason Thompson, De'Aaron Fox, and Harrison Barnes. Those are like the only 7-year long Sacramento Kings. Like, maybe the Spurs will go on to win something, but Harrison Barnes' career is probably going to be remembered just as equally for the Golden State time as it was for the Sacramento time.
I don't know. I mean, both fan bases have bad last memories of him. The game, obviously, 2016 Clank Master Flex, and he did come back for the next season, but bricking that shot, what was that, game 3? Game 4? Yeah. Game 4. And I'll never forget, I was in the hospital with baby number 1, and we're watching it. Harrison gets that ball, clank.
And look at you now.
If you would have told me
that was the moment
2 years later, Allen, you're going to be in Sacramento talking about the Kings, I would have. Well, I wouldn't have said you were crazy, but I would have said, "How do I get there?"
That was your Luka sitting on Malik's leg.
Yeah,
was watching Harrison Barnes miss that 3-pointer, and that was the moment that you became a Sacramento King lifer.
I mean, at that point, but remember, at that point, it was, hey, this team is on the way up, right? There was talk about.
Oh my God! If Harrison had hit that shot,
if they hit the shot, but even not hitting it, there was talk about upgrading Harrison, and we know how that goes. They gave him a new contract, and he wasn't able to do what the Kings needed him to do consistently. Now, Aaron on the Sac Chat is saying, I don't think that that fans understood what Barnes did outside of the box score. And he says there was no reason for Barnes to be moved. I mean, look, man, I can't speak for Aaron specifically, but I'm literally, we were there, right? We were trying to start Trey Lyles, okay? People were saying, Mike, are you going to start him off the bench? Are you finally going to bring him off the bench? And he wouldn't do it. Then Trey Lyles didn't really give him a reason to do it. We sat there and watched. So we don't have to romanticize. We can, to your point, Kyle, romanticizing the Beam Team is always going to happen. And I do think that's a big part of it. I think that Harrison Barnes, if he scored 7 straight on the Spurs and De'Aaron wasn't there, that's a different story. Because he probably did last season and we didn't care. Now that it's 2 of them from the Beam Team and they're probably going to go to the playoffs because they have Victor Wembanyama, I understand why fans feel some type of way. I'm just trying to remind you how we got here and not get caught up and we can't do anything right. Did we miss on Harrison Barnes? Because I don't think that the Kings, I don't think that the Kings should have got DeMar DeRozan, but I do think they should have upgraded from Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, I think it's the right process, bad result. Right? It was the right idea to make the upgrade, even though I felt like the league was kind of telling you DeRozan wasn't the player he once was by the fact he got $25 million to come to Sacramento.
Yeah, everybody was telling you that, and like I said, I had conversations, and all I can say is this on the air: you ever watch Beat Bobby Flay or American Idol, something like that, where they say the decision was not unanimous? All I can say is that bringing DeMar DeRozan in was not unanimous. That's all I can say about that. So some people did see where the league was going. Others saw his name. And that's no disrespect to DeMar, but he shoots a bunch of two-pointers and he don't play defense, right? And now we're here, and now I got to watch Fox's tired windmill dunk, and everybody say, Allen, did you see that? Yeah, I saw it, before I turn it off. On the other side, let's discuss what is going on with the NBA's injury problem. And man, oh man, I watched Duke, Kansas, and I got bad news. Bad news. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage. Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans. Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get more value for your money with the new owners at Elk Grove Chevrolet. Right now, supplier pricing is available to everyone, making it easier than ever to drive home in your dream car. Check out the amazing Black Friday specials online, like up to $11,000 off the 2025 Silverado 1500. Choose from a wide selection of new and used Chevrolets, plus flexible financing and expert maintenance. Visit them today and experience the difference. MyElkGroveChevrolet.com, where savings and service come standard.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, it's time to know your numbers and what they mean. And right now, Revive Men's Health is offering a $400 comprehensive wellness panel for just $99. Free if you start treatment. Offer ends November 30th. Book today at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
I grew up in the purple.
Kyle's just going to keep spamming this song, and I love it. By the way, everybody on the text line asking where we can find this song. This song just got sent to Dave, and he played it during Crosstalk. I believe his name is Gavin. But Dave said he's going to post it on his X, Twitter. So that's how I don't have it either. It's just here on the computer. I don't have it either. So Dave is supposed to post it. I will text him and remind him if he keeps messing around.
Okay, we need to then reach out to Gavin, and we need to make the music video for this song with him.
I agree, all right?
We can get more work for Chris Watkins, but we can get Chris on it.
Chris, you're the videographer now, all right? Chris can do it all. Chris and Brittany, we're gonna tag team it. We're gonna get this done. Okay, and maybe Matt George will have to pop out for a remix. We double down. We double down.
The triple down.
Quadruple down. Doko downtown. Matt George.
Matt George hop on. Remix it with Matt George on the track.
Remix. All right.
I love that Matt George still gets freezing cold taked every time Luka does something.
It's just never going to end.
No.
It's just never going to. He was right, though. He was right on the Clippers, and Freezing Takes tried to kind of dog walk him, and he's been right so far. So if I were Matt, I would tag them back.
He was just early.
Because
I think the one they keep using is from the James Harden trade, which has worked fine so far.
Yeah.
He was just early.
Yeah. So we are trying to get that song information for you. Like I said, Dave he unlocked his email here on the studio computer, which is something I would never do. And he played that song for us, and that's how we got it. We'll get more information for you throughout the show. And I got some information last night. Okay, we are also going to get to this injury problem in the NBA. That's all coming up at 11 with Domantas Sabonis and Keegan out. But I watched Duke, Kansas, all right, and I was pretty upset. It was in New York, and I was pretty upset because Darren Peterson could not play. He was out with, again, soft tissue, but it was his hamstring, I believe. And Kansas ranked 24th against Duke, who ranked 5th at 5-0. Kansas did not have Darren Peterson, and they kind of hung around in the first half. I know they're trying to move to quarters soon. That's what everybody is saying they should do. They kind of hung around in the first half, But one thing that I was paying attention to, obviously, was Cam Boozer, the good Boozer. By the way, Caden don't even start, just to let y'all know. Caden Boozer comes off the bench, which, look, Devin Booker came off the bench, so that doesn't mean he's not going to be a good NBA player. He's supposed to go, I think, late first round, but Caden don't even start. So I'm watching Cam Boozer. I'll be honest with you, Kyle. This is what somebody said. Latif Love, who is somebody who is NBA draft for Draft Digest. So I caught this because it went a bit viral. He's followed by our guys at No Ceilings. And No Ceilings, they were all over this yesterday too. Basically, Cam Boozer had a bit of a stinker. And Latif Love says Cam Boozer is shooting 48% at the rim in the half court, 15 of 31, really struggling against length. He's tried to use his strength to force his way to the rim, but he's not getting much lift on his layups, and his touch has been much worse than his pre-NCAA sample. Basically, you with the big boys now. You with the big boys now. And I'm not saying that he's not our guy, but we're actually going to get to see a lot of these guys, and there's also a chance that he it goes to the Kings if the Kings keep playing like this. So we are paying specific attention to these top picks the way that we haven't done before while I've been out here in Sacramento, because they haven't been in this position.
Let's say like they haven't done in 5 years.
Sure. But yeah, Cam Boozer did not look good. Long story short. And he looked stiff. He looked like, and on the broadcast, you ever see, you ever watch something or listen to something and you're waiting to hear what the announcers are talking about? The announcers, they said that at this stage in the game, now I don't know if they feel like this other player that I'm about to mention grew a lot in his game throughout the one season he was there, but they said at this stage in his career, he is more gifted and a more gifted version of Paolo Banchero. I didn't see it at all. I didn't see him create anything. I didn't see him. I thought he was did a really good job passing. But as somebody is saying, Allen, I guess you didn't see Tatum. They said, Allen, you must not have watched Tatum, Banchero, Ingram, any of those guys early their freshman year at Duke. He will be fine. I don't remember. I mean, I'm going to take your word for it, 916, and it's still early, but I thought I was going to be a bit more impressed. Maybe it's kudos to Kansas, but I don't know, Kyle. I watched last night, and I was waiting to come on these airwaves and say, all right, we got our guy, but and I haven't seen a full BYU game yet either, so I guess by default I would go in a different direction. But to cross off the checklist, first game, watched basically full game of Cam Boozer. And yeah, he was a bit more stiff than I thought.
Yeah, see, this is a tough thing about NBA scouting nowadays is like people recognize that these guys could be in the NBA right now, right? Like I think when Brandon Ingram first got to the league, he was the same age as Cam Boozer. So it's tough, like you get them in college and I guess teams would rather have them develop in the pros if they could, but your college basketball performance doesn't have that much of an impact when you are one of those top consensus prospects because somebody will take a chance on you if you have the measurables, right? Someone's going to take a chance on Debansa no later than the third pick in the draft because of the measurables and the skill set that he possesses, right? When you're Cooper Flagg and you're killing it in college, it only reaffirms what people already thought, which is that you were the number one pick. But you mentioned Paolo. Like, I remember Paolo in college. He wasn't all that impressive. In that Final Four game against North Carolina, he was not all that impressive.
Can I take it a step further?
Sure, go for it.
We don't really know what Paolo is going to be now.
Yeah. I mean, look, there were debates coming out of that draft. By the way, that 2022 draft is just a great example, right? Jabari Smith Jr. was the National College Player of the Year. He was a sophomore. He had seen some development. People didn't think he was going to be a top pick in the draft, and then he had a breakout year. Paolo Banchero was the number one consensus prospect, and Chet Holmgren was the number two consensus prospect. But people went back and forth between the three about who's going to be the number one pick, and it turned out that actually Paolo and Chet are the ones who actually were the stars all along. That's kind of the tough thing about it is once they get to the NBA and they get with coaching staffs that have visions in mind, because Duke wants to help these guys get to the league, but Duke's more concerned about winning games now. But once these guys get to the league and it becomes more about development, you see Chet kind of emerge into what Chet has become, which you didn't see at Gonzaga.
Well, it turns into a Dylan Cardwell situation, which is why they get in and get out much faster, right? Much faster than these later picks, because you're right. Hey, we know you can't do that right now, but we're going to give you time to do it. Whereas Dylan Cardwell, who was at Auburn this whole time, they never cared about, not that they didn't care, but they were more worried about winning basketball games than him developing any type of offensive repertoire. The bottom line is this. I'm not out on Cam Boozer, but all the writers from No Ceilings were basically saying, this is our main question about Cam Boozer. It's not about his size. It's not about his passing ability. It's not about his rebounding ability. Is he a number one offensive motor in the NBA? Could he be that? That is the question. And that's what we're going to find out. We feel like Darren Peterson's going to be that, but he's also a guard. And AJ DeBansa, I'm sure BYU will be on. It's a young season, but I thought I'd be a bit more floored. But we still in. All right, on the other side, let's discuss Domantas Sabonis being out as well as Keegan Murray being out tonight for the Kings. But Keegan is back. Also, when you can see Keegan Murray and what is going on with the injury issues in the NBA. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Amateur players will be pleased to know that the USGA doesn't object to a friendly bet with your weekend foursome. Friendly bets include soft drinks after the round, hot dogs at the turn, or even a $2 Nassau, one of the most widely used bets in golf. It takes its name from the Nassau County Country Club of Glen Cove, Long Island, one of the many clubs frequented by the well-to-do in the late 19th century. As the story goes, matches between these clubs were often reported in the local newspapers, sometimes to the embarrassment of wealthy industrialists coming out the loser. The Nassau captain J.B. Coles Tappan then devised a format where the worst possible result could not be reported as anything more than a 3-0 defeat. In a Nassau, 3 equal wagers are placed on the first 9, the second 9, and 18-hole total. A $2 Nassau is sometimes referred to as a 2-2-2 bet. Some play better with a bet to keep their attention, others are nervous at the thought of losing. Whatever your choice, golf is a game, have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Cameron, I just think we need to, see other people.
Are you trading me in?
No. A trade-in is what I'm getting from Kitchen Mart.
A trade-in?
Right now, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 credit when you trade in your old kitchen countertops for something worth showing off, like granite, marble, or solid surface.
I'm not worth showing off?
Not like the stunning new quartz countertops Kitchen Mart just installed for Karen and Tom.
Huh.
Durable, easy cleanup, made their kitchen look brand new. And Kitchen Mart gave them a $750 trade-in credit to haul off their ugly old tile and grout countertop.
You're dumping me.
That's harsh. You want me to wait till I get the new countertops from Kitchen Mart?
At least hold off till Wednesday. I'm seeing Susan.
Susan!
Now's the perfect time to trade up to beautiful new quartz, granite, marble, or solid surface countertops. Because for a limited time, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 trade-in credit for your old countertops. Go to kitchenmart.com today and schedule a free in-home consultation and save $750 off new countertops.
No one does it better than kitchenmart.com.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery. Embrace the company of family and friends and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. You are home for Kings Talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
I was just looking up here, and I still can't believe Shedeur. I mean, it just has to happen this way. I cannot believe Shedeur Sanders is making the first start of his NFL career against the Raiders.
You might say it's perfect timing.
I have no clue. I'm be honest, because I told y'all, after that debacle in Vegas, I'm be honest, I don't know who I'm rooting for. I'm going to be I know I got Raider fans on the airwaves that are going to say, Allen, come on, man. What are you doing? I truly don't know. I know the Raiders are cooked. I want the Raiders to get a good pick. I feel like, and I would like Shedeur to play well. I think I'm rooting for the Browns.
This is the game every year that the Raiders win, though, right? Where it's like, if you lose, you'll get the 2 pick. Yeah. If you win, you'll get the 8 pick. This is the game they win every year.
This is it. So I was just looking up. I saw that. By the way, I came up with a trade that I want to get into in probably the 1 o'clock hour. It involves 2 guys getting paid a lot of money to sit on the bench. One is, and this is NFL, by the way, one is in Arizona, one is in Atlanta. Now, we know for a fact that Kyler Murray, the way he plays, he cannot go to no Detroit. He can't go anywhere like that. But if you were the Cardinals and this thing is fried, I understand Kirk is making probably too much money, but maybe who would it be? It would be who would be getting a pick in that situation? The Falcons would give up some type of pick, 4th round or something like that. Kirk in a 4th round pick to the Cardinals for Kyler Murray. I don't know, man. That would be it for Kyler. If you cannot make Atlanta, because what I saw on the ticker is that Michael Penix Jr. has a partially torn ACL. Terrible. He's had a ton of knee issues throughout his career.
I saw this is his 5th season-ending injury in 8 years.
So if I'm Atlanta, it's a tradition in the NFC South to go get a distressed quarterback and try to reinvigorate their career in a bad division. Derek Carr, I mean, it's a tale as old as time, and it worked for Baker Mayfield.
It worked for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Worked for Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work for, it didn't work for Baker Mayfield the first time when it was the Panthers.
Yeah, did not work for Derek Carr.
Didn't work for Derek Carr. Didn't work for Jameis.
No.
Didn't work for Sam Darnold in Carolina.
No.
Didn't work for Teddy Bridgewater in Carolina.
It's a tradition as old as time, and I would say you get Kyler to Atlanta. I don't know if it's Raheem Morris, but you get Kyler to Atlanta with Bijan, with Drake London, and you say, look, dude, this is kind of it, right? Not that I don't know if Kyler cares or not, but this is kind of it.
I mean, someone else will give Kyler Murray a chance because of the talent and the lack of available quarterback options.
Yeah.
I just don't know who that team is right now because there's going to be a moving chair of teams that get the top pick. Like, if I'm the Saints, like, am I so in on Tyler Shuck that I'm like, good one. I'm not giving up on Kyler?
Just pick one. Pick an NFC South team besides Tampa.
I mean, Allen, if I'm the Raiders, am I so sold on
we're not doing that.
Geno?
No.
We're
not doing it. You got to pay Geno. That's the problem.
I mean, Kyler, most of Geno's money's this year.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. All right.
You can trade him for nothing.
1 o'clock hour, we will break that down as well. Let's get into some Beam talk. Domantas Sabonis out. Keegan Murray is in, but out. Sabonis ruled out with a left knee injury sustained Sunday against the Spurs. Will be the third different injury Sabonis has missed time with this season. Hamstring opening night, ribs out for 2 games, and now the knee. And then Jason Anderson broke this news. Keegan Murray will make his season debut on Thursday against the Grizzlies. Will play 31 days after the surgery on his thumb. Missed 15 games when all is said and done, 18% of the season, and he is back. I would assume, I don't know this, but I would assume that Sabonis comes back on Thursday. I think this is a level of, I hope this is just a level of, hey, we don't need Hartenstein to. Yeah. No, you might be right, Kyle. I mean, hopefully
he got ruled out 24 hours early.
Yeah. Hopefully that's just the idea of we don't need you to get beat up. We don't need you to get beat up by Hartenstein. Let's just figure out a way to power through here and get to Thursday against the Grizzlies. But you never know. You never know. So that is what's going on with the Sacramento Kings. And now the conversation becomes, who can they be and who will they be once Keegan arrives, and what in the world should the Kings be attempting to achieve? I don't know, 13 games into the season? Yeah, let's not get it twisted, because we always see one texter or a couple texters or a caller saying, you guys are saying Keegan's going to be this savior. And I don't know that we've ever actually said that. We just think Keegan is pretty good at basketball. And Keegan is pretty good at basketball. Maybe you think that Keegan's overpaid. Look, it's very possible that he is making a little bit more than he should be right now, but that he's not the only guy in that situation. Keegan Murray, what he's going to bring to this squad, I think most importantly, even if he does not shoot at the clip from his rookie year, it's shooting. The two things that the Kings stink at, right, is what Keegan is slated to be best at: shooting the 3-ball and defending. So just by that regard, he doesn't have to be, well, he's not this guy and he's not that guy. He doesn't have to be any of that. All he has to do is be Keegan Murray. If Keegan is 80% of Keegan, this team will be better. That does not mean that they're going to make the playoffs. That does not mean they're going to win 5 straight, 2 straight, 3 straight. If Keegan came back today against the Thunder and Sabonis played, I don't think they're winning that game. But some of these games that they don't really have business losing, I do think they'd be winning those games. You have Keegan against, you can make the argument, I think they maybe should have won even without Keegan, but you get Keegan against a Spurs team with no Wembanyama, you win that game. You get Keegan that first game of the season where, you didn't have Sabonis either because of the hammy, but you get Keegan in that game, you beat the Suns. Now, the Suns are better than we thought, but you beat the Suns. I think you have Keegan, you beat that Lakers team because you're locking up. Now, again, that Lakers team was missing LeBron. LeBron, kind of a quiet night to start out. We knew he was on a minutes restriction, but LeBron is back. Everyone, LeBron is back as the Lakers take care of business against the Jazz. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You think it's any surprise? De'Aaron came back against the Pelicans. LeBron came back against the Jazz. Keegan's coming back against the Grizzlies. Now, the Grizzlies aren't as bad as these other teams, but this is the best that the Kings could do. This stuff happens all the time. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So that is where I think Keegan will help. But these games that are coming up, when they have the Rockets and the Nuggets, like, I don't know that the Kings are going to beat the Nuggets simply because Keegan is on the squad now. I mean, the Nuggets are crazy. It does feel like this will be the first time in a long time where Keegan will actually be there to guard Aaron Gordon. It feels like it's been like 2 years. So we will have that. That helps.
Sure. And Julius Randle and McDaniels.
Yeah, we will have Keegan for those guys, which I think matters. That's not anybody calling Keegan a savior. That's not anybody calling Keegan the Messiah, somebody said on the text line. That's not any of that. It's just, we actually have someone that is as tall as the other 4 guys on the other team and can defend and can shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah, it's just going to make them better on defense. Now, to what degree better? I have no idea.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's also a level of gravity, right? Having Keegan out there as somebody that you need to guard from the 3-point line could give more looks to Keon, if Keon can get on the floor, could give more looks to Zach LaVine, could give more looks to Malik Monk, all these guys. Right now, let's pretend you are the other team. Let's pretend right now you are in the NBA, you have a yacht like Westbrook, and you are getting ready to face the Kings. Let's think about this scouting report, right? And let's not be the Thunder because they probably just laugh. But let's say you actually need a scouting report as you're getting ready for the Kings.
The Grizzlies.
Okay? The Grizzlies. Perfect. You're the Grizzlies. Prior to Keegan Murray. All right, guys, we got the Kings tonight. They're fully loaded outside of Keegan Murray. So this is what they're going to try to do. Westbrook's going to be Westbrook. Zach LaVine, he's going to want to create a little bit and get to his spots and shoot the open 3, specifically in transition. We know they also have DeMar. DeMar is going to want to take you into his office. Hey, young guys, don't go for the pump fake. That's what he wants to do. And Sabonis, he's a bit of a hub, but not that much. He's going to want to try to bruise us down low. Defensively, we just have to make sure that Zach LaVine can't get loose from the 3-point line. We know Malik Monk coming off the bench. He is a firecracker, so we got to be ready for that. And if Domantas Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan want to 2-point us to death, we'll probably live with it. And on the other side, Jaren Jackson, you're going to pull him out a little bit, right? You got Zach Edey, of course, and offensively, Jalen Wells, hey, this team could have had you. They didn't want you, so you're going to be ready to go. Now, let's do that same thing, but now add in Keegan Murray. And by the way, no Ja Morant tomorrow night. So I love how we're just not talking about the game tonight, but you add in
I'm scared it's going to be like a 20-point spread.
Yeah, you just look, maybe just set a low bar and maybe we'll be surprised. Kind of like the first game that they had. And we still don't know who's playing for the Thunder. But hey, we come in, hey, Keegan's back. So defensively, guys, Keegan is a guy. Jaren, he might end up on you. Jalen, he might end up on you. Scottie Pippen Jr., he could end up on any of us, okay? So we have to be ready for Keegan. And offensively, we can't let Keegan Murray get hot, all right? And I know Cedric Coward has been playing really well for them as well. But, hey, we can't let Keegan get hot. So we can't sell out on Zach the same way we were selling out on Zach because we can't give Keegan Murray open shots. All right. And if we can't sell out on Keegan and we can't sell out on Zach LaVine, if they move the ball around enough, we got to be ready for a Keon Ellis 3. We got to be ready for a Malik Monk 3. And Malik Monk's not too much catch and shoot, but we know he can do that as well. So just having Keegan on the floor, it just gives the other team more things to think about. Right now, teams, they don't need to think that much. Right? You know what it is for the Kings right now? You ever watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? At the very beginning of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, when they're cruising through the $100 questions, and then it's the first one you might not be sure about, unless it's just a generational thing and you didn't watch, Kyle, there's a Good Times question, and it's obvious to everyone else, but Kyle didn't watch Good Times, something like that. But you finally once you get to the $1,000 question, that's the first one where a lot of us are thinking, right? Maybe 20% of us, 30% of us, they drop off. Then you get to the $5,000 question. A good bit of a still no. Then you get to $10,000. By the time you get to $50,000, they start using their phone a friend. They start using the audience. Right now, the Kings, their offensive headache, if you will, or their offensive game plan, other teams are looking at that. I don't want to say it's a $100 question, but it's pretty much a $500 question. There is not much to it. There is not much to it at all. You add Keegan Murray, and now we're talking about maybe a $5,000 question where you got to think a little bit. And I'm not saying it's $100,000, but you got to think a little bit. Hey, how do we make sure? And we've seen people get it wrong, right? I've watched that, and they think they're cruising by, and they get the $5,000, and they don't want to use their lifelines yet. So they say, I'm pretty sure it's this, and then they get it wrong. And then they got to go home, and whoever the host is at that time says, I'm sorry, is that your final answer? I'm sorry, that is incorrect. So at least at $5,000, it's a little bit more complex. But right now, it is so straightforward. DeMar is going to mid-range you to death. Westbrook giveth, Westbrook taketh, in the form of 7 assists, 4 turnovers. Maybe he gets hot from 3. But I would also love to see, Kyle, and maybe it's still good either way, but I would like to see Westbrook's three-point percentage in the second half. Once things tighten up a little bit, maybe I'm off, but it does feel like early on, the game is free-flowing, right? You're not thinking about it as much. Threes are flowing, and the other team is thinking, look, if Westbrook's getting his confidence, I know he's shooting it at a ridiculous clip, so I'm not saying that this is the case, but hey, if Westbrook is balling like this, shooting the 3 ball early, then later in the game, we'll live with him shooting it, and if he stays hot, he stays hot. So that's going on. Domantas Sabonis, he's not going to throw the dance shoes on you too much and turn you into a meme. It's really going to be some shoulder, and get to the free throw line and maybe a couple and ones. That's what it is. And then you got to watch out for Malik Monk coming off the bench. But most teams, as they only have 3 wins, most teams have been very much prepared for the Kings in that way. And getting Keegan Murray back expands all of that. And now there's just somebody else that you need to pay a lot of attention to. And that's a big deal. So we're not calling him the Messiah. Christmas is coming up. We're not calling him, the savior. But he does make things a decent bit more complex than they currently are when you are scouting the Kings. You scout the Kings right now, it is straightforward. It's addition. It's subtraction. Keegan throws in a little bit of multiplication. Keegan throws in a little bit of long division. Okay? You might need your calculator just to figure it out. Right now, you don't need nothing. Right now, you can do it you could count it in your head. That's how simple it kind of feels right now for the Kings offense. And then defensively, there's just a bunch of food out there. That's just barbecue chicken out there. That's what it seems like. Hey, all right, somebody has Keon, but there's only one Keon. Somebody got Neek. And by the way, I didn't even bring up Neek Clifford. Open things up for Neek Clifford as well. I can't wait to see them play together.
You can actually space the floor with multiple shooters now.
You can have Neek, Keegan on the floor at the same time, which gives DeMar more room for his office, which gives Westbrook more room for corner threes. It expands everything. So I think it's a big deal. And then defensively, Keegan is going to guard your best player. I think he's going to come out the gate guarding whoever the best player is. So tomorrow night.
Well, best player 1 through 4. He probably won't guard Jokic.
Yeah, so tomorrow night, is he on Jaren Jackson? Probably. Edie's starting.
Yeah, either him or Edie.
Yeah.
Or Santi Aldama. He might have to guard him a little bit.
Yesterday, they started the Grizzlies yesterday they started Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey, your boy Cedric Coward, and Vince Williams Jr. So if they started that again, I'm pretty sure he'd be on Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yes, I would. Well, yeah, probably.
So
and then Eubanks on Edey.
Exactly. If Sabonis doesn't play. So I do think that it complicates things. Nobody's calling him the Messiah. Don't get it twisted. But Keegan makes them better. It's very simple. He makes them better.
And again, you talked about you don't have to break out your TI-84s and do like, this is why they're better. Like, as simple as it can be, power forwards have been crushing the Kings. The way that teams pull away at the end is just big guys do big guy things against Precious Achiuwa and Nick Clifford and DeMar DeRozan, and that is why teams pull away so much at the end. Like, just picking their last few games. Against the Spurs, Harrison Barnes had 20 points, and Jeremy Sohan had 11, and Champagnie had 12, right? Their power forwards just crushing them. Timberwolves, Julius Randle had 26. The Hawks, Jalen Johnson had 24. Against the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon had 17. And then, Jokic had his 35, and Valanciunas had 10, and Bruce Brown had 14, right? You go to the Timberwolves game before that, Julius Randle has 28. The Thunder game, Hartenstein, 33 and 19, right? So it's those players that Keegan is going to be guarding that should help them on the defensive end of the floor. Again, by how much, we'll have to wait and see, but it should help it should be better having Precious Achiuwa not be guarding the best big on opposing teams. And that's, again, might help a little bit, might help a lot. We're going to find out as the season goes along.
Yeah, so, this is the first time in a long time, and it is tempered, don't get me wrong, but there is a level of excitement. There is a level of excitement to see how these guys, honestly, it ain't even about the team. I'm excited for Keegan Murray because I know that he really wanted to make his presence known this season. And going back to the Suns, funny enough, Kyle, that is a team where they didn't have Jalen Green, and they've been able to perform much better than teams have thought. So, even without Keegan, the hope is that, now, if we looked at strength of schedule, maybe it would be a little bit different, but the hope was that they'd be further along without Keegan. But hey, you get Keegan back. That month kind of flew by, I'm going to be honest with you. So now we see what happens next. Kyle, it looks like you were doing some work. You got my Westbrook numbers.
I do.
I have no clue if I was right or wrong.
I do have your Westbrook numbers here. So I looked up Westbrook's total numbers and his splits by halves. So if Westbrook is shooting 5.3 3-point attempts per game and he's so far this year 40.5% from three, what would you guess his first and second half splits are? Again, you've got 5.3 total threes to work with, and 40.5% is the average.
I do think it's low. I mean, I'm gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna say he's shooting, 30% in the second half.
How many do you think he's shooting? You think it's a split, or you think he's shooting more or less?
I think it's close. I think he's shooting 2 in the second half.
Okay. So in the second half of games, Russell Westbrook is shooting 2.3 threes per game compared to 3 in the first half, which is a slight difference, not a ton. He's shooting 37.5% in the second halves, 42.9% in the first half.
So he's just cooking right now. I mean, I guess if you're shooting 41...
He's shooting less and not as good in the second half, but it's not like, from doing quick math, it's a 6.5% difference.
No, that's not what I was thinking. It would be more.
You thought he was going to be
than that.
Out here 50% in the first halves and 30% in the second half.
Yes, because that's how it feels when I watch it. But he's cooking right now, so good on him.
He's shooting less per game too.
And if it continues when Keegan Murray gets back, maybe they can figure some things out and be on the right side of it. Speaking of being on the right side of it, Domantas Sabonis is on the wrong side of the injury report tonight as the Kings take on the Thunder. Speaking of Domantas Sabonis, SB Nation has 7 NBA stars on the trade block this season, ranked by most likely to be moved. Where does Sabonis fall? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money,
Download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Now is the time before winter is full on in your kitchen to make sure your heat or your furnace is ready. How do you do that? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating will get the job done for you like they did for me last winter when our system crashed and burned in the dead of winter. Check them out, leesair.com. Right now, get $100 off any AC heating or plumbing repair. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating does it all, and they've been doing it at a high level for 40 years. See how they can help you stay warm and cozy all winter at leesair.com. That's Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, license number 635355.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
I had briefly brought up Kyler Murray to the Falcons. That's not reported. It just seems like something the Falcons would do. I mean, him and Bijan, if Kyler is still going to run, I don't even know what's wrong with the guy. Isn't he healthy? But in theory, you got a big receiver, you got a big offense, and Michael Penix Jr., another ACL. Would the Cardinals just go ahead, take Kirk? I mean, they're kind of stuck. They're not going to be bad enough to get another quarterback, the Cardinals. So maybe Kirk, is your guy for you don't want to pay Kirk that money. That's why I said maybe you get Kyler and you give up Kirk in a third rounder, something like that. Second seems too high.
So let me ask you this. The Cardinals are going to have to eat some money on Kyler Murray's deal when they trade him. There's going to be like a dead cap situation. Are they better off just rolling with Jacoby for another year?
You're probably right.
Especially if they're not going to fire the coach, right? That's kind of the weird limbo the Cardinals are in right now.
I've been covering the Kings too long because Kirk, the Cardinals getting Kirk Cousins would be an NFL Kings move. But also the Falcons getting Kyler Murray would also be it's an NFL Kings move, period.
Yeah, you just don't usually see those trades anymore where a quarterback gets traded for a quarterback.
Well, I mean, obviously there was the Goff Stafford one.
Yeah, I know. And before that, it was like Jay Cutler and Kyle Orton. But like, it's rare that teams are like, you take our problem child and we'll take your problem child who's making a lot of money. It could happen.
Yeah. And Kirk, really they decided to give him money and draft a QB. That's just on them, and then bench him. And they decided to draft an older QB. I think my thing with Penix is that he just would have had to have been so dang impressive. I have trouble with his thing is accuracy, right? And then look, he's a lefty, and the way he throws, people are like, it's so cool. I get it, but when that's the first thing, and he's had that many injuries, it's just not for me.
Well, Andy's old.
I would have taken him on the Raiders because the Raiders needed something, but if you're gonna do that, and you're the Falcons, Kyle, you were better off taking a project. What they did still makes absolutely no sense. You were better off, I know it was a different draft, taking a Jalen Milroe or something. Go crazy and take a chance. Why are you, to me, Penix's ceiling was never that high.
See, I kind of go the opposite way on this. The problem with the Falcons was not drafting Michael Penix. The problem was paying Kirk Cousins $100 million.
Either way.
Then drafting Michael Penix, right?
Either way.
Because if they had brought in, I know Mariota was already there, but if they had brought in Mariota on the cheap to back up Michael Penix, and Penix doesn't work out, at least you could say, here, we have another quarterback in the wing. The problem now is you have Kirk Cousins, but you're paying him a starting quarterback's salary. So you're not even getting the advantage of having the quarterback on the cheap in Penix because you're paying Kirk Cousins
to sit on the bench.
$40 million to sit on the bench.
Yeah, so we'll continue to break that down. Just something that popped into my head. Let's get to Ricky O'Donnell of SB Nation. 7 NBA stars on the trade block, ranked by most likely to be moved. So Ricky says the NBA is about a month into the 2025-2026 season, and hope is already starting to die for some teams. Most mainstream outlets had the Dallas Mavericks as a playoff team in the Western Conference over the summer, but now they've fired Nico Harrison and appear ready to tank for the 2026 NBA draft. The Grizzlies thought they could compete in the West even after trading Desmond Bane over the summer, but their season is quickly going off the rails. While so many key players have been sidelined with injuries, the East still looks wide open, and it's possible that one good move could take a team from the play-in tier to top of the conference. So, number 7, Ricky has LaMelo Ball. Number 6, and this is ranked by most likely to be moved, and there's only 7. So, LaMelo Ball is least likely to be moved out of the 7. So, that is number 7. Number 6, Ja Morant. Ja Morant's one-game suspension hasn't turned around his play. The Grizzly star is really struggling with his scoring efficiency since coming back, culminating in a brutal 46.9% true shooting that is unfathomable, minus negative 11.4% below the league average, and now he's hurt. Number 5, Trae Young. The Hawks have won 7 of their first 9 games since Young was sidelined with a sprained MCL that will keep him out at least a few more weeks. Granted, the schedule has been soft, and the Kings are included in that soft schedule. That's what Ricky writes, not me. But Atlanta is playing a much more free-flowing style without the ball-dominant Young in the lineup. I think Trae Young should be higher. I believe Trae Young, based on what the Hawks are doing. And it's funny because I don't know if you saw this, Kyle, but Trae Young, I think it was yesterday, said, "Let's go" on X. He posted, "Let's go" as the Hawks won again. And then somebody quote tweeted him and said, "He's got no clue." This is not happening with you. I know he's expensive, but he could be, I think 2 years away from, he's where De'Aaron Fox was, right?
The only difference is he has a player option at the end of the year.
Okay.
That he could decline. It's nice chunk of change, like $48 million, but he could decline.
I think that somebody is going to go get him, to be honest with you. It could be where, we didn't even talk about this. Could you imagine the 3-point shooting with Trae Young and Anthony Edwards? That's something I would do. And then the Hawks just go get Jaden. They're just the anti-Kings. They just have 7, 6, 8 dudes that just shoot threes.
And none of them can ball handle.
No, none of them.
It's Jaden, it's Dyson, it's Reese Ashe, it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jalen Johnson.
3-team trade, and then you find a way to get them. You find a way to get them Scottie Pippen Jr., or that is where they say, hey, all we need is Dennis Schroeder. So who do you want, Kings? We have 12 of the same guy. Do you want one of them? So just give us Dennis Schroeder.
I think it was the Mavericks fans. I can't remember who it was, but they were saying since Porzingis is going to leave at the end of the year for the Hawks, that flipping Trae Young for Anthony Davis could help both sides, because the Hawks would get Davis as the center with all the lengthy guys, and the Mavericks could build around Trae Young.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
The Mavericks would trade Kyrie, and it's like Trae Young, Cooper, and then they'll figure out the rest.
So that is number 5 on the list. Number 4, Zion Williamson. The skinny Zion era was supposed to finally help the Pelican star stay healthy, but it hit a roadblock after the 5th game when he was sidelined with a lingering hamstring injury. For the first time, Williamson no longer feels like the future of the Pelicans. Rookies Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears will be the faces of this franchise as interim head coach James Borrego takes over for Willie Green, who is fired. Number 3, I agree with Ricky on this one. Like I said, I would just have Trae over Zion, because I just don't know what the heck the Pelicans are doing. And by the way, I've said what the hell a couple times, and my mom texted me in the family group chat, said I'm saying what the hell too much, so I got to cut that back and say what the heck. I just want to let everybody know that.
Or you could say what the bleep.
Yeah, or I do say what the bleep is. What the bleep is when I really need to get something off my chest. Number 3, Lauri Markkanen of the Utah Jazz. The Jazz first-round pick is top 8 protected. Otherwise, it gets sent to the Thunder for the 2021 Derek Favors salary dump. The Jazz essentially need to be no worse than 4th worst team in the league this year to guarantee they keep the pick, and the incentive to lose could make them more willing to trade their best player. Lauri, they lost to the Lakers yesterday, but another good game, 30 points. So I agree with Ricky where that is. Number 2, Domantas Sabonis. They don't even do that anymore. It's just that, oh my goodness. The Kings are
the meat.
Not enough. The Kings are the NBA's 4th oldest and 5th worst team, might be worse now, so far this season, which is never a good combination. No one should be surprised reuniting Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan failed to produce winning basketball in the Western Conference, and now it feels like it's time to blow it up and let first-year GM Scott Perry put his imprint on the team. Trading Sabonis would be painful for Sacramento fans because he's been so durable, not this season so much there, Ricky, and productive since arriving in the regrettable Tyrese Halliburton trade, but he deserves to be spending the rest of his prime years on playoff teams while the Kings need future assets for another rebuild. It's hard to say what the market for Sabonis could look like, but his incredible rebounding, improved three-point shooting until regressing again early this season, and reliable playmaking will still interest teams looking for an upgrade in the front court. Sacramento obviously doesn't need to trade Sabonis to tank, so they have the luxury of waiting for the right deal. It just feels like Sabonis will have a bigger market than LaVine and DeRozan, and there really isn't much point in holding on to him amid more losing seasons. Yeah, I mean, I think Sabonis is kind of high, but that helps us. That means that Ricky feels like there's a level of value there with Sabonis. I think the likelihood is not as high as I just think Trae Young is pretty high. I would not put it over Zion because I just don't. I think to his point, Domantas Sabonis has a better market than Zion, but I don't think he has a better market I don't think he's got a better market than Trey, and I think Trey and Laurie feel more obvious to me, but I'll take number 2 all day. And number 1, Kyle, as you alluded to, Anthony Davis. Nico Harrison's grand plan went bust, and the Mavericks have no choice but to trade Anthony Davis and pray for another round of lottery luck. Davis has been deeply disappointing since arriving in Dallas in the doomed Luka trade, missing most of his games with injury and showing up overweight and out of shape this season. Jeez. As he works his way back from a calf strain, Davis' value feels like it's at rock bottom, and the only way it can be rebuilt is by getting back to the dominant form he showed with the Lakers last season before the trade. At his best, Davis is still a dominant big who combines rim protection, defensive mobility, and consistent scoring punch. His reluctance to play center full-time could limit his value, but if AD is healthy enough and bought in, he's the type of player any middle-tier team that is playoff hopeful could use to try and level up. So those are the top 7 that SB Nation ranks. Domantas Sabonis comes in at number 2. I think it's a little high, but I would definitely have him in the top 4. But that durability piece, it hasn't looked the way it's looked before. Not this season, so hopefully he can figure that out. When we return, once again, at least the Kings are not the Dallas Mavericks. Also, we finally get to the injury questions in the NBA. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Get Black Friday savings during the Happy Honda Days excitement going on now at Stockton Honda, Northern California's best Honda dealer. You'll score big with low payments, top trade-in value, and a huge selection of new Hondas. Don't wait. The clock is ticking at StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's happening for the Black Friday sales event?
We have the best savings yet on new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cabs, starting at only $34,995 with up to $12,500 off MSRP. Or save thousands with $5,250 off MSRP and 0% financing for 72 months.
And did I hear you got the Hemi back?
Yep, we have 450 new Rams available, including the 5.7-liter Hemi, and we have 40 Hemis in stock. Plus, with our award-winning customer service, you won't find a better combination of selection, service, and savings than at Hoblet Dodge.
Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,500 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 after $7,250 factory rebates and $5,250 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 select inventory cash, $500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. $34,995 net price after rebates. VIN number 170493. 0% financing for well-qualified buyers on approved credit through Stellantis Financial. Must have 720 plus FICO score. $13.89 per thousand borrowed. See dealer for details.
This Saturday at 11 on the next edition of The Travel Guys, brought to you by Sports Leisure Vacations.
Lots of information to make you a smarter traveler, domestically, internationally, wherever you're going.
Every Saturday, 11 a.m. with The Travel Guys and at TravelGuysRadio.com.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. By the way, we have a secret keyword today. All right. And this is for Sac State taking on UC Davis, the Causeway Classic, possibly the last Causeway Classic. It's indefinite, so you never know. But at 12 o'clock, we will have that keyword for you. It's a 4-pack. All right, a family 4-pack of tickets to see UC Davis versus Sac State, the Causeway Classic at UC Davis Health Field on November 22nd. So that's coming up at 12 o'clock in 15 minutes. And that's a text in. You are not calling. That is a text in. At 1 o'clock, you will call in for Mike Epps tickets. And they went like hotcakes yesterday. And that's at 1 o'clock. And that's December 5th. That's not next year. Okay, I know we gave away tickets that were last year, that were for next year. We did that last week. Not to confuse you.
This is in 2 weeks.
This is in 2 weeks.
Ish.
So knowing how this year has gone by, this is in 3 hours. Okay? So that's coming up at 1 o'clock. And then we have the UC Davis Causeway Classic, Sacramento State.
Woof.
Sonoma State, undefeated football team since, 40 years? The last time they had one was about 40 years ago, whatever it was. But Sac State, UC Davis at UC Davis Health Field. November 22nd, that's coming up at 12 o'clock. We will give you that secret key word, all right? So we continue the conversation, and this is one that we spoke about earlier. We wanted to discuss what in the world is happening with the injuries, right? And there have been a ton of injuries in the NBA, specifically the Stars. The Stars have been not as shiny because they haven't been playing. And Steve Kerr spoke about it. You have multiple people talking about, are you going to shorten the season? And obviously the reason a lot of people don't want to shorten the season because that's less money. It's the same argument with Major League Baseball. But this is from Tom Habistro. NBA star players are missing twice as many games as they did in 2023, 2024. Wemby, Ja now out. And he was saying tonight on NBC based on when he posted it, it's gotten so bad that nearly half of all NBA stars are injured now. I don't know what happens. I do think there is a level of caution there and precaution that's going on as they don't want these Achilles to tear, as we saw with Jason Tatum and Dame Lillard, as well as Tyrese Halliburton. But I don't know what you do, right? Somebody said, well, think about it. People are complaining that the season is too long, right? Okay, let's shorten the season to 60 games. All right, we can do that, 20 games less. Guys are out right now. We're on game 13 through 15. So everybody's talking about the length. Look, when Tyrese and Jason Tatum and Dame Lillard, when they tore it at the end of the season, there's their argument. Now, if you're saying, well, Allen, that's just a leftover piece from the playoffs, and now they're going into the season. And maybe you're right, but on its face, we haven't even gotten to the dog days of the season yet. So to me, even if you shorten the season, we would still need a couple more years. We would need at least a couple years to decide whether or not I think in theory, obviously, it would help. But I also think that what's going on right now is just a level of precaution. And I don't know how much of it, the only reason I give up where we are in the season is because I don't know how much of this is based on the length of the season, or it's also based on how the style of game is being played. Everyone is stronger, bigger, faster. You know I love my pie charts, so it's probably a little bit of both. Steph has had his ankle stuff, but look at the guys that have played the longest, right? And obviously they're not the norm, but we still don't have a ton of Achilles being torn, and we don't want that to happen. But you look at all these are caveated with knocking on wood. But you look at Steph, you look at LeBron going back, and I know KD did, so I'm not going to bring up KD, but Steph, and he did it earlier on in his career, same with Clay, but Steph, LeBron, let's go back. Vince Carter never did anything like that, right? He didn't go, did he go? I guess the two injuries that we're talking about, and ACL is more so just kind of how you land and freak injury versus wear and tear is the Achilles calf thing. But the Vince Carters of the world, the guys that played for a really long time.
Vince Carter is so long that I'm sure he had something happen.
But I'm talking about a big one, right? Either you can throw ACL in there, but I don't know how much that is wear and tear versus the calf to Achilles pipeline that everybody's afraid of right now. And then you get the hamstring stuff, which we know hammies are always going to be an issue. But I don't really know. I think you can shorten the season. I want to shorten every season. You know me. I want to shorten every season besides the NFL season. Baseball needs to be shorter. Basketball needs to be shorter. But I don't know how and you can control that, but 20 games less, I truly don't know. And maybe I'm acting stupid here. I think it would help, don't get me wrong, but these guys are still bigger and faster and stronger and playing a different way than in the 80s where, you would just, you back and get your booty into it. You're backing people down. You're not running around and doing the type of things that these guys are doing. So shortening the season, and I don't even know if they'd ever, I guess the reason I'm not even bringing up 20 games, because I don't think they'd ever do 20 games.
Make it 12, right?
Yeah.
They contractually have to play at least 70 games for the TV contracts.
Okay, so make it 12.
You get rid of the road back-to-backs, which is something, but I don't think that's preventing the fluke injuries. I think, and I remember listening to Tom Haberstroh on a podcast kind of talking about this last playoffs, where it was like the insistence on preventing load management plus fluke injuries on the rise because of things like cutting, stopping, starting, those repetitive motions that are causing calf and hamstring injuries. Plus, like you said, players bigger, faster, stronger, but the court not getting any bigger, so there's more room to run around. All of those things in combination could be causing injuries. We just don't know if changing one of them or changing all of them is the thing that's going to reduce it.
DMG on the chat says, since the 82-game format isn't going anywhere because of money, perhaps extending the season on the calendar to provide longer breaks in between. I guess it still feels like they start at the end of October, and if you are a champion, it ends in June. It's already pretty long.
I'm like, Jalen Williams broke his wrist in April, played through the season to June, and he still has not played for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I think you're just shortening the offseason if you do that.
Right.
Which is fine, but remember right after the bubble, which ended in October, and then they started the season on Christmas, all the teams that went on deep runs in the bubble all got bounced early the next year because they all just fell apart from injuries. The Nuggets had everyone except Jokic. The Lakers lost in the first round, and LeBron and AD both got hurt. The Heat got bounced in the first round. Like, everyone who went deep in the bubble collapsed the next year because they needed that longer offseason.
Yeah.
And I think extending the regular season just shortens the offseason. So now you have a new problem.
Yeah. I guess where I'm stuck is I don't know if it's the fact that these guys are jumping with more force or the fact that they're jumping with more force as often as some of these old school players were jumping with less force. But I guess what I'm trying to say in a weird way is I don't know if lessening the amount of times they jump. I just don't know. I do not. Number one, I just don't think it's going to happen. So that's part of my cynicism. And number two, there's no perfect science. I just think some of it is also luck. You know, I think there's wear and tear involved for sure. To your point, Kyle, if they have to play 70 games, getting rid of the road back-to-backs, what percentage of guys would be less? And it's a specific injury, right? You're only doing this. I feel like this is only coming up for the Achilles because that's the big boy. No, this is not coming up because Domantas Sabonis got elbowed in the ribs.
No, or a player tore his ACL.
Exactly.
Which comes from the jumping.
Because you're still going to be and to your point, you shorten the season, then it turns into are you putting more parameters around what they can do in the offseason? Because these dudes play in the offseason. And Clay did his Achilles in the offseason.
Yeah, Van Fleet did his ACL in the offseason.
Then, as you get older, this is the conundrum, and I know these guys are elite athletes, but then it turns into the weekend warrior thing, right? And if you're above 30, you know what I'm talking about. They say, hey, be careful when you're a weekend warrior because it's this fine line between if you play too much, you could tear something. If you don't play enough and you're a weekend warrior and then get out there every weekend, and I'm not saying that's what these guys would do, but relatively speaking, then you also could tear something. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's my point is I don't know if it's as simple as shortening the season. Would it probably help? Probably. But there's also some other things I think at play here that you're just not going to be able to control. The 12 o'clock hour is coming up next. Kyle's been wanting to get to this, Kevin Pelton's NBA tiers. So we are going to break down his tiers and where he has the Sacramento Kings. Maybe it's better than you think. Maybe it's not. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy Home Pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Cameron, I just think we need to, see other people.
Are you trading me in?
No. A trade-in is what I'm getting from Kitchen Mart.
A trade-in?
Right now, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 credit when you trade in your old kitchen countertops for something worth showing off, like granite, marble, or solid surface.
I'm not worth showing off?
Not like the stunning new quartz countertops Kitchen Mart just installed for Karen and Tom. Durable, easy cleanup, made their kitchen look brand new. And Kitchen Mart gave them a $750 trade-in credit to haul off their ugly old tile and grout countertop.
You're dumping me.
That's harsh. You want me to wait till I get the new countertops from Kitchen Mart?
At least hold off till Wednesday. I'm seeing Susan.
Susan!
Now's the perfect time to trade up to beautiful new quartz, granite, marble, or solid surface countertops. Because for a limited time, Kitchen Mart's offering a $750 trade-in credit for your old countertops. Go to kitchenmart.com today and schedule a free in-home consultation and save $750 off new countertops.
No one does it better than KitchenMart.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports, 1140. Your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Allen Stiles on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, I think I'm in the clear now. But yes, it's a combination of things, and I don't know. Sometimes she is listening, so I don't want to blow it. But we got some things planned, some food, some taking care of yourself, wifey's birthday.
Oh, so you did concoct a plan.
And thanks to y'all, now I need to take out another mortgage. So I appreciate it. Thanks to y'all. I went and met the new boss. Well, we got Kyle, you were there, chatting with the new boss. He kind of shunned me a little bit for bringing up a gift card to my wife. Now, I said, look, it's not a normal gift card. It's a gift card somewhere where she wants to go because I'm not giving a physical gift, but he thought that the gift card was I should have asked him what's worse, because the gift card is just because I don't want to open. I don't want to put cash in there, but really it's just I don't like an empty card. It's not about the card. It's about the other thing that I have planned for you. But he didn't like the idea of giving wifey the gift card. But I did it anyway. Because, again, I think it's better than cash, and that's not really the gift. And I didn't want to give an empty card.
The real gift was the gift you already gave over the weekend.
And now I have another not cheap gift, multiple not cheap gifts planned for her today because of all of you on the text line and the call line. So,
and your own self-guilt.
And my own self-guilt, because I did the thing you're not supposed to do. I've been gaming y'all up the whole time. When your significant other has a birthday, unless you're really about that life, make sure you just have something planned for the birthday, because you will end up paying double. And that's what I'm doing today. But you know what? She's worth it. She's worth it. We got the 2 kiddos now.
Good. You covered your bases.
She's worth it. I'm just saying. If you can help it, it really helps when the birthday is on a weekend, right? The birthday being on a Wednesday, it's tough.
I mean, also, her birthday is close to Christmas, so, you're double gifting.
Oh, my goodness. Then you get a break. Then Valentine's at this point is where you want to go for dinner. And we might be getting takeout because of the 2 kiddos.
Yeah. This is your first Valentine with the double kiddos.
Obviously, Rose's, Reese's.
All that gibberish.
And then you got anniversary. Oh, goodness. 916-339-1140.
That's why some people are smart. Propose on Valentine's Day.
See, you got to parlay these things together. Hashtag prop talk. All right, Kyle. I know you wanted to get to Kevin Pelton's NBA tiers. So he's got 7 tiers, and he's got a breakdown of all the different tiers and then the teams that are inside of the tiers. So We're going to start at the top because we want to get to the Kings too quickly. So we're going to start at the top. Tier number 1, the favorite to repeat, Oklahoma City. All right? And before I get to number 2, I got to give you this secret keyword.
Good job.
That's what's going on here. Now, you won't find UC Davis or Sac State in Kevin Pelton's tiers.
So your segue strikes again.
But you will find them at UC Davis Health Field November 22nd. And you could be the lucky texter. Continue to tune in at 4 p.m. for the next keyword. But the keyword right bleeping now is touchdown. Touchdown. One word. Touchdown. TOUCHDOWN. Touchdown, as in the touchdown that the Aggies or Hornets will have against each other. Maybe we could prop talk that game, huh? So that is what you're going to text in right now. The next opportunity you will have for a secret keyword, that will be at 4 p.m., okay? And Whitey Gleason, of course, will have that for you. But right now, text in touchdown to 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140. Let's get back to Kevin Pelton's tiers. Number 2, legit title contenders. The Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, the New York Knicks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's who he has for number 2.
I like how you said that, Cavaliers.
Number 3 on the tier list, conference final party crashers. What's up, man? Gonna crash this party. Detroit, Minnesota, the Lakers, Atlanta, and the Spurs.
So he's saying the 5 elite teams are OKC, Denver, Houston, New York, Cleveland.
Yeah.
But one of these teams could get to the Final Four, which means these teams are going to lose in the second round.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who. Something doesn't look right here. It ain't the Lakers. I could see that. I think Atlanta's early. And I haven't really heard much about Detroit. I know they went on a run. I was listening to Dave talk about the run that they've been on. But
11 in a row.
They're doing the thing where they're disrespecting Detroit because they've had no national games. I have not seen them on my TV once.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Like, most of the time in the NBA, you have to do some losing before you can win, right?
All I know is Malik Beasley is not on that. I don't know who is the second option.
Right now it's Duren. He's killing it. They got Tobias Harris. He's doing good.
They still got Tobias.
Yeah, they got Ron Holland.
Nobody's better than Tobias Harris on an appropriate contract.
By the way, do you remember, we talked about it, do you remember who they got to replace Malik Beasley? And he's basically just Malik Beasley.
Oh, from the Heat.
Yes.
Duncan,
yes.
Duncan.
They got Duncan now. 13 points per game, shooting 40% from 3. He's just Malik Beasley.
He's just Duncan. Okay, yeah. So
I think the reason Detroit is like, if you told me Detroit was a top 2 seed and they lost in the first 2 rounds, you would absolutely believe that. Like, you have to do some losing in the NBA before you can win. Like, if Cleveland played Detroit this year, I don't care how low of a seed Cleveland would be. I'm picking Cleveland to beat Detroit.
Yeah, but then I'm picking Cleveland to lose eventually. As well.
Probably to the Knicks.
Contenders stuck in neutral. Golden State, the Clippers, and Orlando. The Clippers.
This was written before the last loss.
Yeah, them brothers going in reverse. Talking about.
I mean, no Kawhi.
It ain't neutral to me. Golden State. Oh, I just love the tears of Warrior fans. Now we need a legitimate third score. They always need some. It just need. It's never enough with them. I thought Kuminga was I know he's been injured, but now we're missing a legit third score. They're always missing something. What they need is shooting.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious given that they're the Warriors.
They have the Warriors with the Clippers in Orlando. Yeah, Orlando, I guess, stuck in neutral. They're trying to figure it out. I mean, once Franz comes to the Kings, it'll all make more sense for them. They're trying.
But they're all just dating Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith.
Yeah, they're all just dating WNBA players. No, tier 5, the muddled middle. Portland, Miami, Milwaukee, Philly, Toronto, Boston, and Chicago. I feel like Portland and Milwaukee could be a little bit higher.
I mean, no Giannis. What's going to happen in Milwaukee with Giannis out?
Yeah, there's going to be a conversation to be had about how much more time Giannis has at his prime. I feel like he keeps getting nicked up. He's not, you know how I always say these electric point guards are like Reading quarterbacks? Giannis is also like a Reading quarterback to me. Like Giannis is like Josh Allen. I don't know how much time Giannis is going to have. So you might want to, I know he doesn't really want to leave Milwaukee, but he's always having these last couple years, there's always something with him.
Hey, Giannis turns 31 in December.
If you want another ring, and maybe he doesn't, he just wants to eat Twinkies, but if you want another ring, you better make a move pretty quickly.
I was also watching that Spurs game yesterday, and I saw him in the Huggies commercial, and I was like, that dude got a lot of kids. He needs some money.
Seriously.
Send me some free diapers. He's not above free diapers.
Tier 6, none of us are. Tier 6, play-in dreamers. Oh, my goodness. Charlotte, Memphis, Sacramento, New Orleans, Dallas, and Phoenix.
Sounds like you kind of want to flip Phoenix
Phoenix should be in tier 5. Kyle, I was stunned watching them yesterday. They looked like they were having fun. They looked like they knew what they were doing. And maybe we should have read the tea leaves on that first game. Funny enough, I know I bagged on the Kings for losing that game, but maybe it was a sign of things to come.
We crushed them for allowing 18 points in the second half to Grayson Allen. But no, Grayson Allen's the most improved player in the NBA.
Yeah, so I spent a lot of time giving the Suns their flowers in the first hour, so I'm not going to continue it here. New Orleans, what the hell? Sorry, Mom. New Orleans, what the heck?
What the bleep?
Yeah, what the bleep?
So if you read the write-up, there's a very specific example for why they're in there.
Okay. The Dallas Mavericks, no. Memphis, yes. Charlotte. If LaMelo ever plays, though, like, will he ever play 70 games in a season?
Let's see what he's on pace for this year. Let's see. So the Hornets are, let's see. So he's played in 8 games, and the Hornets so far this year are 4-10.
This is Con Kneppel's team.
That means if my math is correct, he's on pace to play in 45 games this year.
It's ridiculous.
It's Con Kneppel and the dude from Creighton.
Yeah.
Whose name is scary to say on the air.
Bleep-Brenner?
Yes.
Bleep-Brenner?
Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Yes. And Con Kneppel and Tajon Salon. Tier 7, Baron for Darren. Okay, that means everybody says Darren Peterson is the number 1 pick now, by the way. That's what is right now, as of November 19th. We'll see what happens in December, in January, in February, and then as we get to March Madness. But Baron for Darren, that means they're tanking Utah, Washington, Brooklyn, and Indiana. Utah better get to losing.
They did yesterday.
They did, but they tried. They played a good game. I mean, the Lakers weren't going to lose that game, but they played a good game.
Utah's going to start sitting dudes down and getting fined.
It's time for someone's pinky to just not feel as good.
I also saw Markkanen's averaging like 46 points per game the last 3 games. So, how did that happen?
Yeah. So those are the tiers. Here's the write-up on the Kings. The Pelicans had to slot somewhere, and it's hard to put a team without its own draft pick in the last tier, even though New Orleans' performance thus far has merited that spot. That leaves 4 West teams, at least one of which will make the play-in by default. The Mavericks and Grizzlies had higher aspirations entering the year, which have been torpedoed by slow starts amid problems caused by recently fired Nico Harrison in Dallas and star point guard Ja Morant's unhappiness in Memphis. Both are contenders to go the other direction and embrace a run at a high lottery pick. That's a harder sell in Sacramento, where the excitement of the Beam team returning to the playoffs in 2022-2023 is becoming an increasingly distant memory. The best vibes in this tier surprisingly belong to the Suns, with Devin Booker playing at an all-NBA level and Colin Gillespie filling in well for the injured Jalen Green. Phoenix is making an early case for fit over the talent lost when Durant was traded and Bradley Beal bought out last summer. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't have any arguments as to where the Kings are. I have more arguments as to where some of the other teams slot in. But and he said he could easily move Phoenix up. But yeah, you know what's funny as he's bringing up Colin Gillespie is Colin Gillespie, is that the Keon Ellis thing? But the Kings just won't play Keon Ellis. And I know Colin Gillespie, I think offensively has a little bit more to his bag, but all these teams that we read off, they get these random guys that start to have good seasons for them. Feels like the Kings just never have that. And I don't know if it's because they don't allow it to happen because they're too busy bringing in vets that nobody else really wants. But it feels like all these, I mean, we could go through all these teams, Kyle, and it feels like all these other teams have, not all of them, because some of them just have stars, but so many of these other teams, by the way, the Raptors are 9-5. All these other teams have a random dude that is just, hey, we didn't expect much from this guy. Filling in nicely for Jalen Green. That's from Kevin Pelton. We're talking about Colin Gillespie, who we roasted because he was cooking Malik Monk in game 1. Turns out this guy is pretty good. And it just feels like we are so far removed from such a fun segment that we used to do on this show, and it's found money. But when all your money is tied up in vets that make a smorgasbord of the worst charcuterie platter you could ever cook up to bring to your holiday event, there's no room. There's no room for found money. There's no more money in your account. There's none. We look here, Kyle, like we said, we brought up Colin Gillespie. He's doing his thing. The Jazz, I know they got a bunch of young guys too. But the Blazers, yeah, I watched, because I've been hard on them. I watched Chris Murray last night. And Chris Murray can hit some open threes. That's what he's supposed to do. The lefty can hit some open threes. Now, I don't know if he is considered as found money. They've tried to work along with him with Tiago Splitter, and he's kind of filling in his role. But that's who they are. Caleb Love. Caleb Love was in school for 12 years. He's basically the basketball Michael Penix without the injuries, right? He's the basketball Bo Nix. That's who he is. And he was doing something. I know the Blazers lost last night. The Timberwolves with the Sharps and the
Jalen Clark.
The Jalen Clarks. I just want that. And I know Nick Clifford it technically counts as that, even though he's a late first rounder, but it feels like all these teams have these random young dudes that might even not even be that young that are stepping up. And the Kings, we don't even get to watch any of that because we're too busy watching Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan and Domantas Sabonis play hot potato every night. And I'm not asking for a lot, Kyle. By the way, Yang Hansen.
But Klingon, who you hated.
I can't stand him. But
they don't need Yang Hansen. Klingon looking like a star.
Oh, my goodness. Kyle, I completely forgot. I have this on the rundown. I completely forgot to say it out loud. Yep. You know who played 28 minutes last night?
28?
You know who played 28 minutes last night?
Who is that?
The best that never was in Sacramento. I can't remember what random deal it was. Your own City Sissoko. City Sissoko played 28 minutes on the Blazers last night. City Sissoko, who was on the Kings for a half second in one of their bizarre deals.
Well, no, he was in the Fox deal.
That's right.
And then he immediately got traded for Valanciunas.
And I had to I sat here, who is no longer on the team, Valanciunas. I did a segment on City Sissoko. I think he's from France, 6'6". You can find him on Basketball Reference at 6'8". Kyle, he played 28 minutes last night.
There was one guy who has a City Sissoko jersey in Sacramento. I saw it on Twitter, and if you have the City Sissoko jersey, please send in a photo of it, because I know it exists. There is one Kings City Sissoko jersey.
So that even him, and he's not much of a scorer yet, but he played 28 minutes in a loss, but the dude is getting 28 minutes on a team that has a much brighter future than the Kings, and this is the type of stuff we're talking about.
Here's the tough thing, though. I don't think it's for lack of effort, though. The Kings have...
Yes, it is.
The Kings have rotated in a number of guys. Now, some of it is they've traded away their draft picks. The Kevin Huerter pick that we kept talking about all the time that went to Atlanta, that was one that probably would have been a found money person. They traded their first-round pick in 2023 to dump Rashawn Holmes' contract. They spent multiple second-round picks on Colby Jones and Julian Strother. No, sorry, not Julian Strother. Who is what is the guy who was the two-way? Huh?
You talking about Peyton Watson?
Sorry, Slauson. That's what I was thinking of. Not Strother. Slauson. Oh. Sorry, Strother's on the Nuggets. They spent second-round picks on Colby Jones and Jalen Slauson. They had Isaac Jones on an NBA contract last year. Like they've given this effort. Nimi Keita's starting for the Boston Celtics.
But as you're saying that, Isaac Jones is gone. Isaiah Crawford is in Houston.
But that's the point, is like they've tried.
But did they though?
I mean, not probably well enough.
What is your definition of trying?
They've tried to bring in undrafted guys and second-year players, give them run both in Stockton and on the NBA team.
But Kyle, Keon is not immune to this. I don't know I know that we have decided, and even Keon to a certain degree, that Keon is a 3-and-D guy. We don't really know how much he's going to develop as a point guard. He ain't a point guard. But that doesn't mean his bag couldn't be deeper if he was getting more time.
Sure.
But he ain't playing.
But he's their found money best example, right?
Is.
And he's probably better than Colin Gillespie, if we had to be honest. He's probably
Colin getting run. Colin is getting run out there.
So you've got
I don't know. I saw the way Colin boogied on Malik Monk. I haven't seen Keon do that. Obviously, Keon's better defensively.
But again, I feel like the Kings have given it chances, whether it's Mason Jones or Isaac Jones got a fully guaranteed NBA contract last year.
And they booked them.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to hear? No, hold on.
They booked Keita.
Look, hold on. Colin Gillespie, 6'1". Oh, he's perfect size for the Kings. 15 games, 10.5 points per game. He is 26 years old. Okay, out of Villanova. Oh my goodness, Villanova.
Yeah, you don't remember him in college?
I do now. 15 games, 10.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 39% from the field, which is yikes, but 39% from 3, Kyle. You want to know how many? You know I love my question I always ask. Kyle, do you know how many threes he's taking a game?
I'll say 2.
He's playing 24 minutes a game.
Oh, then I'll say 3.
Kyle, he's taking 6 threes a game.
What?
He's taking 6 threes a game, shooting it at 39%. And he's 26 years old, right in the middle of, that what are we doing situation, and he's getting an opportunity. And we don't get to watch any of that. We do not get to watch any of that.
I mean, we have had examples, and
he wasn't drafted, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, neither was Isaac Jones.
No. And neither was Keon.
Yeah.
But he's not getting 24 minutes a night, Kyle. And I know he wouldn't be getting that with Jalen Green. So some of it is how it is. The problem is Keon needs about 3 injuries. Yeah. To get 24 minutes a night, Keon needs 3 injuries.
The Keon thing is getting less and less spectacular as time goes on because he hasn't had the same level of contribution as they expected 2 years ago when it was a completely different looking team. Because when it comes to the second draft stuff, Monty McNair killed it with the second draft stuff. Mm-hmm. Now that's less found money than these examples. Like Trey Lyles had been in the league for a while, was a first round pick. Malik Monk was a lottery pick. Like Kevin Huerter was.
Yeah, second draft. It gets kind of sticky, but second draft versus found money can be the same depending on the timing, but in spirit, it isn't.
Yeah, so that's kind of your point is where is the guy, who's the next guy making $2 million like Keon, who the Kings can get at a value? What is the byproduct of this great G League system that they have where they've won multiple conference championships and won the G League title last year? What are the byproducts of that? Because Mason Jones ain't here anymore. Crawford's not here anymore. Isaac Jones isn't here anymore. Keita's starting for the Celtics, but he never, he was part of the Beam team, but he never gave them the contribution he'd be giving now on Boston.
And I don't know what to do because the 530 is saying, are you just forgetting that Malik and Keon were found money just in different years? Keon is found money. Keon can't find playing time. Now that's the problem. And I don't know what to do with Malik Monk. Malik Monk, once you get I don't know if you're still found money once you sign the contract, because now Malik is worth $18 million a year, and Malik is fighting for playing time. So I don't know if you graduate from found money because he's just a part of the rotation now. And oh, by the way, the guy that found him, what is he, in L.A. with the Clippers?
Yeah, although I think he still lives around here.
Well, hopefully I run into him. Yeah. Talking about Monty McNair. So, yeah, you're right, 530. That did happen. I'm talking about right now.
Well, and Malik Monk was a former, 11th pick in the draft?
Yeah.
Like, Malik Monk was supposed to be a top 5 pick in the draft coming out of college, and he ended up sliding a little bit. But, Malik Monk was supposed to be something in this league. He just was in Charlotte and Los Angeles and had burned out in a couple of places. And now is probably what Malik probably always should have been. Mm-hmm. I think, and Trey Lyles was a former top 16 pick, too, who had just bounced around to different places. So... yeah, I feel like that's different than what we're talking about, which is second-round picks and undrafted guys that have very little chance of being something in the league, but every now and again, Keon is the shining example, but for every Keon, there's 9 misses, versus other teams, it's only 4 or 5 misses.
If the Suns make the playoffs, I'm going to be speechless. And honestly, I wouldn't be speechless based on their play, just based on how much I wanted that to be the Kings. If the Kings don't get the top 4 pick, one of the top 4 picks, which Carmichael Dave speaks. He just released a tweet talking about the Kings' tanking plans. And Dave, he didn't use a lot of words. He saves that for his show. But could this alter the thought process, and what does Dave know about their plans this upcoming season, or as the season continues? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
It's the Black Friday Sell-a-thon at your Future Ford dealers. Get unbelievable pricing on F-150, Bronco, Explorer, Mach-E, and more. The best Ford is a Future Ford. So hurry to Future Ford Lincoln in the Roseville Auto Mall and Future Ford of Sacramento at I-80 in Madison.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Future Ford.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Wednesday. Looking at a cloudy landscape today with limited sunny breaks. Temperatures will stay cool as a result. Expect highs upper 50s to about 60 degrees. I've got rain in the forecast coming through after about 11 p.m. with a wet start to the day on Thursday. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions. Like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures. Until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 916-619-3000. That's 916-619-3000. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on YouTube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Taking you up to 2 p.m., that secret keyword for UC Davis Sac State was touchdown. Okay, 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140. All right. And Carmichael Dave said something, as he tends to do. He talked about it on his show, and most of it was about the remaining schedule. So this is what we've mentioned as well, but we want to take it a little bit deeper. The Sacramento Kings have the third easiest remaining strength of schedule in the NBA, and Jason Ross and Carmichael Dave go on to discuss it. Dave says this, though, about an hour ago. Reading the tea leaves. He loves saying that, by the way. He loves saying reading the tea leaves. What did he say last week? The smoke signals?
Yes.
Something with smoke signals.
Dave loves reading the tea leaves almost as much as he loves complimenting Sam Presti.
Yes. There's always tea leaves to be read. There's always signals that are being smoked, I guess. There's always something.
What is happening with the signals?
There's always something. All right. So this was Dave's thought process and how he basically said that he doesn't think that the Kings are going to be a bottom 5 team. They're not going to be bad enough to be a bottom 5 team. That's the problem here. And if you're not bad enough to be a bottom 5 team, unless you get very, very lucky like the Mavericks, that takes you out of the running for, us trying to talk about the top. It doesn't mean it's not possible, but us talking about the AJ DeBances, we won't have to worry about that. We will not have to worry about that. So some of this is because of the schedule, but as we read the tea leaves on Dave's post about reading the tea leaves, this might say more about where this thing is going and what Dave believes they'll be able to do, right? And who they are willing to move off of, okay? And, here it is. I was just trying to find it. Read the smoke signals. That's what Dave said. You're reading the smoke signals. That's when he quote tweeted Scott Perry, and today he says read the tea leaves. Now, the tea leaves are simple. The Kings right now have the third easiest schedule. But why would Dave said reading the tea leaves, don't expect the Kings to be a bottom 5 team, folks? So Kyle and I were talking about this during the break, and this is how I am reading Dave's tea leaves, okay? The Kings, as he had said, things are going to start in December. That does not mean that this thing is going to be blown up in December or by February, which is what we had always been saying on this show. We said it's probably going to be DeMar DeRozan, and you give more time to Nick Clifford, and you rock and roll from there. And if we are correct, now that Dave is, all he's saying is read the tea leaves, but if we are all on the same page here, that moves DeMar DeRozan, and look, maybe you get back a John Collins, and the fit is better. So now you have John Collins, now you have Keegan Murray back, and now you have the third easiest schedule with some really bad teams out there that, as Kyle always says, they are true to the tank, very true to the tank. So if you combine all these things, Dave is saying, yeah, I think they're going to fall out of the best position to be in to get a top pick. And we're probably going to end up with an 8, a 9, something like that. As of right now, just to remind you, and it's kind of confusing simply because there are a lot of records, there's a lot of ties, right? But as these things continue to drop lower and lower and lower, you get to 8, right? If you were to be the 8th team, which is Charlotte right now. Right now the Kings are 5th. So they have a 42% chance of a top 4 pick. All right, you drop down to 8th, and that's 8th worst record. You drop to a 23% chance at a top 4 pick. That's where the Charlotte Hornets are right now, and they're tied with the Clippers, who, of course, OKC owns that pick. They're also at 23. And then if you drop to, like I said, it's early, and there are a lot of similar records, but you drop to 10th worst record, and again, that's East Coast, Eastern Conference, and Western Conference. That's only good for 13%. So on and so forth. You get to 11th, that's good for 9.4%. So Dave is basically saying you're not going to outstink the Pacers. That's 1. You're not going to outstink the Wizards. That's 2. You're not going to outstink the Pelicans. That's 3. You're not going to outstink the Brooklyn Nets. That's 4. The Charlotte Hornets, I don't think you're going to outstink them. That's 5. So that would put you at 6. But then you have the Dallas Mavericks, who are probably going to sell. That puts you at 7. And I don't even think we mentioned Utah. We didn't even mention Utah. So that puts you at best at 8, which drops you to 25% chance to get it. And then on top of that, what if the team is actually better? And again, you have the third easiest schedule. So Dave is saying, number 1, the thing that he is confirming that we don't have to confirm, we know, is that they have the third easiest schedule. But the second thing, and why I believe he is adding in that read the tea leaves bit, is that there's probably only going to be one move out there to be made. I know we all think, oh my goodness, they're going to blow the whole thing up. No, it doesn't work like that. Maybe, and anything is possible, but realistically, they're going to move off of somebody like DeMar DeRozan. Even if they move off of Domantas Sabonis, I think that would be the move that could maybe allow you. That would be the biggest domino that would say, all right, now we're obviously going to move off of DeMar, and Zach LaVine, you can opt into this 49 if you want. But that would be the move. Moving Domantas Sabonis would be the move to keep you close to having a top 5 worst record. If you just move DeMar, and if you move DeMar for Derrick Jones Jr. or somebody that the Kings actually need, and then you add on top of that, third easiest schedule left, they're not outstinking those 7 teams. They're not outstinking those 7 teams. And then there are other teams. I purposely did not mention Memphis. There's a chance that they don't outstink Memphis. That puts you at 9. So there are a lot of ways to look at this. It's still really early, but based on at least 6 teams that the Kings are not going to be able to outstink, and then you throw in the fact that they will probably make a move that just makes them a better fit. Not to say this person they bring in will be more talented than DeMar DeRozan, but it might just be a better fit. That's going to be tough for them to stay in that time. And Dave said bottom 5. There's no way. Dave only said bottom 5. Dave just said a bottom 5 team. There's no way. Indiana Washington, New Orleans, Brooklyn, and then that's the question.
I think Indiana, Washington, and Brooklyn, those are the ones that are about that life.
Yes, and then it turns into, is there any chance that the Jazz will make sure? They will take the fine.
They're going to try their best.
They will take the fine.
But this is the crazy thing. The Jazz might be too talented. I was listening to Jamal Crawford on the NBC yesterday, and he was like, I think the Jazz could get to that 10th play-in spot.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe. They're not.
Hopefully.
If Markkanen keeps averaging 40 points a game.
Then it's based on what I'm looking at, Kyle, and we still didn't bring up Charlotte because it's the East and you never know, but if LaMelo just never plays, then it is a battle between the Kings, and I don't think the Grizzlies will be bad enough, but the Kings, the Grizzlies, the Mavericks, the Hornets, and the Jazz.
Which the Mavericks kind of have to do it this year because they don't have their draft picks going forward.
So they'll go out there and take a fine. They'll do it too.
Mark Cuban's done it before. Mark Cuban took a giant fine to get Derek Lively. Remember when they purposely missed the play-in that one year?
Oh, that's right. They sat Luka or something.
They sat everyone because
Yeah.
they were like, we don't care about getting the play-in. We got to keep that top 10 protected pick.
So?
Hey, let's do an experiment right now. So 8th right now is Charlotte, 5th is Sacramento. Run the tankathon for me and see where both of those end up.
First try here. So, and actually it wouldn't be terrible because in this situation, Sacramento went to the 3rd pick, but lucky enough, Charlotte jumped up 4. So Charlotte would be the 4th pick.
And I think that's kind of what I was hoping would happen, which is it's not going to be the end of the world.
No, 23% is still nice.
The difference in 17% is not the end of the world because you still have, relatively speaking, the same chance to get the top pick, regardless of how it's going to go. Now, your odds are still double, but if you're trying to get the number 1 pick, the difference between 5% and 10% and 14% is really not that much.
I just ran it again. Charlotte, number 2 pick. Kings drop down to the 7th.
See? You're proving my point now. Just because Dave is saying they're not going to be bad enough to get a top 5 pick.
They're not going to be bad enough to be a bottom 5.
Yeah, bottom 5 odds. That's okay.
I just ran it again just for fun. Last time out of 3. Sacramento dropped down to 7, and Charlotte didn't move.
So Charlotte's at 9.
Or at 8.
8.
There you go. All right. Well, hey.
So in those 3 examples, you'd rather be Charlotte.
Sure. Fair enough. Let's keep the conversation going. Also, does the NFL have a QB development problem? Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Visit SactownSports.com and join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
It's the energy all around you. The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
When I asked Scott Lucky if his last name had anything to do with his success in the trucking industry, he laughed and said, "Well, Mike, I guess you could say I've always been lucky." But when I asked him how he and his family grew Lucky Distribution Services into the company it is today, he didn't talk about luck at all. "We work hard," he said. "We keep a close eye on the bottom line, and we treat our people the right way." In other words, Scott Lucky makes his own luck, which is precisely why he switched to Pure Talk Business. "Last month, I paid the big guys $740 for 12 lines," he told me. "This month, I paid Pure Talk $420 for the exact same service." Thousands of businesses all over the country are saving real money by switching to America's most dependable 5G network, and luck has nothing to do with it. Just dial pound 250 and say micro. That's pound 250 micro to switch to a wireless company that works as hard as you do. Pure Talk.
Listen to the 49ers Red Zone Report daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Taking you up to 2 p.m. And we are breaking down all things Kings. We're about to get heavy on the Kings tonight. I know there have been some jokes about what the Kings are going to do tonight against the Thunder as they play them again for the third and we believe the final time. But in 15 minutes, we will give you the keys to the game and how the Kings can pull off truly the unthinkable. I saw somebody, look, man, and I don't have a problem with it. By the way, if you want Mike Epps tickets and you're listening on the app, you probably want to switch over pretty soon here as we're giving them away at 1 o'clock. They went like hotcakes yesterday, 916-339-1140. A call line, that is what you're going to need to get those Mike Epps tickets December 5th. That could be a birthday present for someone. But I don't have a problem if you truly don't know, because I know it's not as typical as dog segment or prop talk, but we have been doing Guess the Spread. And I know there are different people in the SAC chat and on the text line every day, and we appreciate it if you don't get to listen every day, whenever you do get to listen or watch, whenever you do. But Kyle and I have been doing Guess the Spread, so can you not send the spread in to the SAC chat and the text line?
People are really mad about this one. Is that the deal?
Well, somebody just sent it in, and they said this morning it was this. I don't know if they're kidding or not. I don't know. It was a crazy number, but I don't know if they're kidding or not. So now when we do Guess the Spread, I saw a number. Maybe it's a new added layer. I don't know if the number's real or not.
You don't know if it's a fake number or a real number?
I don't know if it's a fake number or a real number when we play Guess the Spread. But there was a number. I won't tell you the number.
Today's got to be just one of those days where it's just so absurd.
I don't want to tell you the number. I don't know, though. I mean, it's more about that end of the game where they mess around and they actually only win by 14, but they were up. You know what I mean?
I guess, but you remember what Dave said at the end of the show. Shea hasn't played in the fourth quarter in 4 straight games.
Right. You figure 15-point lead, he probably would be playing.
Yeah, but also, if they're down 25, what if a random Dougie McBuckets
That's what I'm saying.
game goes off?
You got to be careful with games like this.
Teach me how to duck. Teach me how to duck.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to know because those fourth quarters are meaningless.
Yes. So this is a game I would be afraid of, but we will play that game and see how close we get. And now somebody else just texted in a different number, which was even more insane. So there's no way.
Okay, well, now I like this game.
You know what?
People just sending in fake numbers.
No, it was not today's game. It was 29.5. They were talking about the Kings' number of wins. Are they going over or under?
Okay, now I like this game. Send in random spread numbers. It could be 7, could be 27. Yeah. Just send in random numbers.
We just don't know.
To muddy the pool.
We just don't know what it's about. Okay, so we got plenty to talk about for our Kings Thunder preview that's coming up at 1 o'clock, as well as giving out those Mike Epps tickets. But I saw this, and I thought it was pretty interesting. This is from Sam Block. Okay, the Block Spot, and he works at ESPN, and he says this, all right? Justin Fields went first round, benched. Kyler Murray went first round, benched. Zach Wilson went first round, benched. Trey Lance went first round, benched. Mac Jones went first round, benched. Kenny Pickett went first round, benched. Josh Rosen went first round, out of the NFL. The NFL has a QB development problem. So you had a response by Kyle, your favorite that we always joke about, Kalshi Sports. I never said it out loud.
Oh, Kalshi?
Okay, Kalshi Sports.
Kalshi?
It's one of those things I had never said out loud before today.
I also saw they got parodied by South Park last week.
You'll have to get me caught up on that. But this is how they respond. Drake May went first round, stud. Lamar Jackson went first round, stud. Patrick Mahomes, first round, stud. Josh Allen, first round, stud. Matthew Stafford, first round, stud. Justin Herbert, first round, stud. Jaden Daniels, first round, stud. And obviously everybody said, oh, that was a cool clapback. Now you had somebody else respond, say, Drake May was awful his rookie year. Lamar sat behind Flacco before starting. Mahomes sat a whole season behind Smith. Allen was terrible his rookie year. Stafford was putting up empty stats. Herbert, verdict is still out. Jaden Daniels in his sophomore slump.
Verdict is still out is crazy. Herbert won Rookie of the Year over
Herbert,
Justin Jefferson.
He threw for 80 yards last game. 80. He looked like if Jalen Hurts did that, there'd be think pieces everywhere.
Do you know
nobody cares about the Chargers, so nobody said anything.
Do you know how much of like a Sisyphus conundrum this is that I hate the Chargers so much and yet I constantly am defending Herbert?
Funny enough, CJ Stroud just didn't get brought up anywhere. He just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, but the text when we get to the conversation about development, he's probably a good example.
And that's where we're getting right now. So I don't know, man. I think both of them are choosing certain quarterbacks to use. Here's my issue, Kyle. My issue is more so with Kalshi Sports because let's debunk their list. Drake May looks really good. He's playing, and somebody wanted to throw Jackson Dart. I mean, the dude played 4 games. Drake May is in his second year, right? Is he a stud? We think he looks like one. Lamar, sure. Mahomes, sure. And both those guys sat. That was what the other person who hopped in was bringing up. Josh Allen kind of a one-off, to be honest. I mean, he was not, that was supposed to be Trey Lance. He was not accurate, and then he became accurate, and he's Josh Allen, but he's kind of an alien.
And then 4 teams tried to draft their own Josh Allen and failed.
Matthew Stafford, I mean, Kalshi is just all over the place. That's a different generation entirely, so I don't know why Matthew Stafford is being brought up there. Justin Herbert, stud, I think he is, but I think there's context missing. And Jaden Daniels, you know what? If CJ Stroud ain't on his list, then Jaden Daniels can't be on the list. And the question is health, I guess, more than ability. But my problem is all of the Cowshy Sports gave you a list, and there's asterisks next to like 3 of them.
I mean, there's asterisks next to the bus also. Like, Kyler Murray made it 8 years as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Sure, that's fair.
Tua has been a starter 6 years in the NFL.
Justin Fields, poop. Zach Wilson, poop. Trey Lance, poop.
But even Justin Fields has been a 5-year starter in the NFL.
That says more about the state of the... Go ask Tom Brady about that. And Kenny Pickett...
he shouldn't have been a first-round pick.
No.
Nobody. Why would you pick Kenny Pickett in the first round? I still don't know why they did that.
Mac Jones should be a starter somewhere. And why is he bringing up Josh Rosen?
Well, because
why are we still talking about Josh Rosen?
Josh Rosen is crazy, though, that he's like... I think he's like an MBA student at Penn now. I'm like, yeah, Josh Rosen being completely out of the league is kind of crazy.
I really think it comes down to the organizations. Honestly, certain organizations have good setups, certain ones don't. You know what this is also? This is the David Carr conversation. Not Derek, David Carr. David Carr, it was a mess in Houston. I don't know that he would have been Tom Brady if he goes to Tom Brady's situation, but situations do matter. Russell Wilson getting drafted later, getting to go to the Seahawks. I think both sides, not to do the both sides thing specifically in this climate, but I think both sides are leaving out context. The busts are leaving out context, and the studs are leaving out context. So I don't know if there's truly a development problem. I think that situations matter, and yeah, there's a level of talent that needs to be had. Like, I don't know that Trey Lance, let's do it this way. If Trey Lance sat behind Alex Smith, how much better would he be? I don't know.
Maybe we're about to find out, Allen, because if Justin Herbert's ankle gets a little bit more swollen, Trey Lance is going to be leading the Chargers in a playoff game. So maybe we're about to find out.
I'd love that.
We are Justin Herbert tweaking that ankle just a little bit more from Trey Lance being their quarterback.
And Justin Herbert, why did he tweak his ankle? Because he's running around too much. Why are you running around too much? Because you can't throw.
Well, because he has a bad offensive line.
I'm kidding.
Here's how I would amend it. The NFL doesn't have a QB development problem. The NFL has a bad organization problem.
That's fair.
They have so many bad organizations.
Yeah, the Josh Rosen, Kyler, both with the Cardinals.
Yeah, terrible organization. Justin Fields hit the trifecta between Chicago, the Steelers, who can't develop a quarterback, and the Jets.
Zach Wilson, Jets. The Niners, Trey Lance, that was kind of a one-off.
The perfect example of this that I still hold up is Sam Darnold was regarded as the number 1 prospect in his class. Now, the Browns decided to take Baker, and the Giants decided to take Saquon Barkley. But Sam Darnold was the number 1 quarterback in that class, and he flamed out with the Jets where he was seeing ghosts, flamed out in Carolina, terrible organization, then goes to San Francisco, Minnesota, and Seattle, and looks like what Sam Darnold always could have been.
Yeah, somebody else says, or the QB position is so valuable that the NFL thinks it's worth it to reach on QBs because if they hit, they can change their entire franchise. So, interesting conversation. I don't know what to do with it. But, yeah, some organizations, they just stink. We're the Raiders. We're the Raiders in this one. Huh?
The worst.
Where's Aiden O'Connell? 916-339-1140. On the other side, Kings Thunder preview. How are they going to get it done? And Mike Epps tickets. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
No payments for 90 days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. That's right. No payments until February 2026 on every new Ram, Jeep Wrangler, Gladiator, even the Pacifica. No payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock at the guaranteed lowest price. You can check out their full lineup at sacssuperstore.com or stop on by. They're centrally located right across from Hagan Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something. And right now, no payments for 90 days on every new vehicle in stock.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo.
Sacramento, the wait is over. The all-new Hard Rock Sports Bar is here at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. Enjoy the ultimate 24/7 sports watching destination with 20 big screens with all the action for the premier game day experience. There's no other place you'd want to be to watch all the games with you and your friends. Now open at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Sacramento at Fire Mountain. For more details, visit casino.hardrock.com/Sacramento. Get more value for your money with the new owners at Elk Grove Chevrolet. Right now, supplier pricing is available to everyone, making it easier than ever to drive home in your dream car. Check out the amazing Black Friday specials online, like $5,000 off on the 2025 Colorado. Choose from a wide selection of new and used Chevrolets, plus flexible financing and expert maintenance. Visit them today and experience the difference. MyElkGroveChevrolet.com, where savings and service come standard.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Live and local.
It's Allen Stiles
on Sactown Sports.
I grew up in the purple glow, Arco Thunder in my bones. Back when 2002 felt
perfect
like
timing, Kyle.
Stone, Bibby shot, Gladys tap, Christy clapping right on back.
So if you're just now joining us,
glory, man, we still talk about that.
Dave hasn't sent it out yet, but this guy, I'm trying to get his name. It's not Gavin. Yeah, somebody looked it up. I don't think it's that Gavin name. This singer sent this to Carmichael Dave, and he played it this morning, and I mean, I'm in. I'm in all the way. So everybody's been asking about this song. I don't know anything about it. I don't think it's on Shazam yet. We're just waiting for Dave to give us the information as to what this guy's name is. Is it on YouTube? Is it on Spotify? I know you keep asking. We don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna find out somehow.
I guess I was supposed to text him.
Yeah, I guess we could ask Dave. But again, it appeared, and then Dave was like, I got this parody song and played it, and it's awesome.
If I text Dave now, though, we ain't getting an answer before the end of the show.
No, Dave is asleep right now.
So you just wait for it tomorrow. Okay? Well, no, he did wake up to say, read the tea leaves, and then went back to sleep. Outstanding.
It's a crazy line. I love it so much.
Outstanding. All right. We're about to get into the Kings and what they're going to be able to do here against the Thunder. We're going to play a little Guess the Spread. And even though you guys are trying to throw me off my game, I think I will be able to do so. But first, win a pair of tickets to see award-winning comedian Mike Epps perform at Hard Rock Live on Friday, December 5th. We're looking for lucky caller number 5. Caller number 5 at 916-339-1140, 916-339-1140 to see Mike Epps on Friday, December 5th at Hard Rock Live. And by the way, Hard Rock Live, I believe they just opened up that new sports bar so you can catch some sports. Let me see. Do the Kings play? I know I made those jokes yesterday about the bar restaurants not having Kings games on. But I do think it would be on in this sports bar. I wasn't in a sports bar. I was in a nice restaurant, but it had a bar with sports on it. Okay? So that's why I was ragging on, these places not having on Kings games.
No
they
Kings
don't?
Game. No.
So
they play that Saturday against the Heat.
Okay. Well, you're still going to be able to enjoy a good time, see Mike Epps at Hard Rock Live. Kyle is looking for caller number 5, caller number 5, caller number 5. So following up, we're about to get into the Kings Thunder preview. But real quick, earlier in the show, we were talking about Cam Boozer. And Cam Boozer is taking a lot of heat today for a pretty rough performance against the Kansas Jayhawks. All right. And honestly, it's sounding a little Manning-esque. It's sounding a little Arch Manning-esque because basically what the streets are saying is that when he gets up against tough competition, he can't just body people up. And which is so crazy to me because him and his brother, some of the most highly touted prospects, you would think they're playing other highly touted prospects. I saw him play highly touted prospects. So I don't know. I get it. There's one thing to play other high school prospects at 17 years old, 18 years old, than to face, some grown men, some 20-year-olds, some 21-year-olds. So I do understand that, but that is been the word. And I was looking for a post earlier, and this is from Tyler Metcalf of No Ceilings, and they are rising throughout the ranks as to one of the best draft outlets out there for the NBA draft. This is what Tyler Metcalf had to say. I love Cam Boozer's game, but all of my nitpicks again showed up. He's continuing to struggle to create his own shot and looks super stiff. His passing is awesome, and I love him as a play finisher, connector, etc. Just still not sold he can be a primary offensive engine at the NBA level. And I know the numbers are awesome. They always are, and all he does is win. So you see the conundrum, LOL. Somebody said, why do y'all require a prospect to be a primary offensive engine? Tyler says, I don't. But when I have to nitpick between 3 awesome prospects at the top of the draft, I have to find something that separates them. So that's what Tyler had to say about Cam Boozer. And another note, this is from Jamie Shaw, Senior National Recruiting Analyst for Rivals. And he says, Cam Boozer continues to be inconsistent, finishing against physical bigs with length and athleticism. Much like his 2 high major matchups, he is struggling here against Kansas to consistently create advantages with the ball in his hands. And Jamie goes on to write, including an exhibition against Tennessee, Cam Boozer has played 3 high major games at Duke. In those 3 games, he was 7 of 20 from the field against Tennessee, 3 of 12 against Texas, and 7 of 17. That's good for 17 of 49, 34% from the field, and 2 of 11 from 3. That is 18%. In his 3 low major games, Boozer is 25 of 39. That's good for 64%. And 7 of 15 from three-point range, 46%. So he's just eating against bad teams right now. Now, that doesn't mean that that's who he's going to be, but we talked about it earlier in the show. So we wanted to kind of follow through here and follow up on Cam Boozer and just keep an eye on it. But you know what I'm thinking now? And maybe this can start it. I don't know if he's going to slip, but maybe that's where we're at. If they're not going to be good enough, or if they're not going to be bad enough, I should say, to get a top 3 pick, maybe we just ride the wave of trying to get Cam Boozer to slip in the draft a little bit. Kyle, I know you were on the phone. We just read off some numbers. I mean, Cam Boozer was the talk of basketball yesterday, and it was felt like a smaller slate because I know Wednesday there are going to be a lot of games, but Cam Boozer, he's just eating against bad teams, and he's been pretty terrible against Tennessee, Texas, Kansas, all the high majors. And a guy, Tyler Metcalf from our spot, No Ceilings, said, I just love him as a play finisher and a connector. I don't know that he can be a primary offensive engine. And when somebody said, well, why does he have to be that? Tyler said he doesn't. But if we're looking at 3 awesome prospects, I got a nitpick. And that's what's happening here. Let's let him slip a little bit. Let's let him keep slipping.
Wasn't
all
there
the way down?
Wasn't there also the person who said like Cooper Flagg would be the 6th pick in this year's draft? So maybe there's more names beyond just him, which again is the argument for you've got to be in the lottery multiple years for this thing to work, because you don't know if you're going to get that generational star that generational year. It's not always that simple, but not everyone's got a different path, right? The Hawks turned it around by getting Jalen Johnson with the 20th pick and Reese Ashe, number 1 in the year you didn't want the number 1 pick, and Dyson Daniels, they got him for DeJounte Murray. So, like, everyone's got their own path to figure these things out. But traditionally, if you want to do the full teardown, you got to kind of play the odds multiple years.
Yeah.
And if Boozer's not it, then you'll get a talented player this year and find the next one.
Well, again, it's not about him being it. I think the idea is, and that's what's so funny, the numbers, he was 7 of 17, 1 of 4, but he still had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. So somebody else is saying, I don't know what else to say. He's the number 1 draft pick. So this is going to be very, very unique to some of the years past. I don't know when's the last year we had it like this, not because we don't know who's good enough to be the number 1 pick, but the opposite. All 3 of them, if it was a different year, would be the number 1 pick. So a ton of nitpicking going on, and we've joked and talked about the good Boozer for a long time. Now that he's actually playing, I'm very invested into how this kid does.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the last example was Ja Morant, Zion, and RJ Barrett in 2019, where it was like, in any other year, RJ Barrett would be the number 1 pick, but he's in a draft class with Ja Morant and Zion, and so therefore he's going to be the 3rd pick.
Yeah, and if you look at it based on numbers, 18 points on 17 field goals, people are saying, what are we talking about here? He's clanking.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying I don't want the Boozer, but again, the odds of them getting him are at best 40% and at worst somewhere in between 1% and 40%. Like your odds still are not tremendous.
And I'm not saying this is him, but what we have talked about is that one of those 3 ain't going to live up to expectations. That's just maybe all 3 of them do, but the numbers are the numbers. We just talked about NFL quarterbacks. You just mentioned RJ Barrett. Now, RJ Barrett, that's a perfect example. He's an NBA player. He got his money, but is he what the Knicks, when he ain't even on the Knicks anymore, is he what the Knicks hoped when they drafted him? No. So I think that's a perfect example. He could be the big version of the big player version, front court version of RJ Barrett, and you would still need more. So that's not a bust to me. But you're not generational.
Where I'm stuck on that part specifically is when Keegan Murray was picked in 2022, I remember saying this at the time and I still feel that way, is if Keegan Murray plays for 10 years as a starter for the Sacramento Kings, that will be a successful draft pick, without question. That was the 4th pick in the draft. I have a hard time differentiating the 3rd pick in the draft being any different, right? If that person plays well enough as a first rookie contract to get a 2nd contract and then a potential 3rd free agency deal with the team that signed him, that will be a successful draft pick in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So if you get a top 5 pick, what you should expect, I think, is you should get a starter for a decade on your team and then hope for something greater, right? You hope you get the next Wemby. You hope you get the next Stephon Castle. You hope you get something great. But at the baseline, you should expect them to be a starter for a decade. And if the good Boozer comes in and he's a 4 and Keegan's a 3, and he's never more than a third option, still feel like that'll be a successful pick.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. And before Aaron Gordon decided he got a package just with a whole new bag of tricks, I would say that maybe he could be your Aaron Gordon, but the way Aaron Gordon is moving right now is insane. And you talk about stiffness. Cam Boozer is not moving like Aaron Gordon. I don't see that. But the spirit of it is there.
Here, let's do the example. We'll go back to 4th overall picks going back 15 years. You've got Tristan Thompson, was in the NBA for a decade, won a championship with the Cavs. Dion Waiters.
I'm just seeing that now because I was looking at Harrison Barnes, who went 7.
Yeah.
That's a crazy draft.
Aaron Gordon at number 4. Porzingis, 10-year NBA career. Dragan Bender,
You know what else is funny, though, as you keep going?
Yeah.
A lot of these guys didn't do it on the teams, funny enough, and I know they might make it to the second. They might have made it to their second contracts like Keegan, but Aaron Gordon, he's on the Nuggets. He's playing his best ball on the Nuggets.
Yeah, but Orlando got compensated for it. Wait, Gary Harris and a draft pick that probably turned into something. I don't know what they got in the Aaron Gordon deal. But again, they decided to part with Aaron Gordon. It wasn't like Gordon left. They made the trade. 2017, it was Josh Jackson, but it should have been De'Aaron Fox. So throw De'Aaron Fox in there if you want.
No, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but it should have.
But it wasn't.
But it should have been.
It doesn't count.
Jaren Jackson Jr., DeAndre Hunter, Patrick Williams, Scotty Barnes, Keegan Murray, Amon Thompson, Steph Castle.
Those are all good players. You said one in there.
Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is in his 7th year in the league.
Right. But that turns into expectations. Top 5 picks have expectations. The way you look at it, Kyle, I just don't think a lot of people look at top 5 picks like that.
Yep. I look at it as if they are your starter. If they are your starting insert position here for 8 years, that is a successful draft pick.
I don't think a lot of people look at it like that.
But then you hope that something better comes out of it. Like, I don't think Wiggins was a bad pick by Minnesota. And obviously they traded Kevin Love to get him. But Wiggins was not a bad player in Minnesota. Wiggins just was not what they had hoped. The expectation was higher. I think if you set the expectation at they will be a starter, anything above that is a bonus, which is why you should stack multiple years of picks so that you get 4 or 5.
Well, Patrick Williams coming off the bench.
Sure, but Patrick Williams is the worst of the group, right?
Right, which is still but I don't know.
By the way,
I think your bar is a little low. Like saying you should be an NBA player as a top 4 pick, as the 4th pick in the draft is low bar to me.
I think that's the floor. I'm not saying that's the expectation. That's the floor of what you should get. And if you get anything worse than that, like Patrick Williams or Dragan Bender, then you just messed up.
Right.
So it's like your floor should be expecting that and then hope for something else. By the way, guess who was picked 1 pick after Patrick Williams in that 2020 draft class? Darius Garland. All-star.
Well, I think for me, early on here with the good Boozer, to me, what I saw last night looked like a really good piece. It looked like a really good piece to something that you're building. He did not look like this is our guy, though. I did not see Paolo Banchero. I did not see that. And somebody was responding saying, people were saying, look, he just might look like Paolo Banchero, quite literally, but I don't see Paolo Banchero in his movements. And somebody else on the text line said, well, Paolo Banchero didn't look like him. It's just Paolo is kind of stiff too, but I don't know. I don't see enough wiggle there, at least not yet. Not yet. So we'll see.
The other part, and this is kind of the interesting draft strategy thing, because I am not a NBA draft scout by any measure. I stopped caring about that years ago.
No, I love it.
I do think there's more scouting now than there is an actual need for scouting. So therefore you're going to get consensuses because you have so many people who are like doing their mock drafts and doing scouting. Even if it's amateur scouting, you're getting people who know how to look for prospects. Anyways, I say that to say, I don't know what makes a good prospect, but generally speaking, my rule of thumb is take the player that people said at 15 or 16 years old was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Take the guy that for years, everyone said best in their high school class, number one high school recruit, number one college recruit. Even if they have stumbling blocks along the way, take the guy that all the draft people say has the physical tools to be the number one pick.
Yeah, I think the problem this year is that there are a couple guys like that.
Yeah.
Right? And to me, literally, Darren Peterson was the last name that I heard. That doesn't mean that he doesn't fall into your bucket because everybody's saying he's the number one pick now. But I heard about the Good Boozer and Debanza before Darren Peterson.
Debanza is the one that I'm kind of focused in on. Is like they've been saying that dude has the goods for like 3 years.
Yes, when BYU got him, it was a huge deal.
Yes, like Debanza is the one people have been saying he's going to be the next insert player here since he was 15 years old. And Wemby, they knew Wemby was going to be Wemby from the time he was 15, right? So Chet Holmgren was the number one high school recruit. Now, in fairness, Marvin Bagley was also the number one high school recruit, but that was another conversation. Most of the time, it's an imperfect science.
Yeah, no, it's a gamble. We know it. It is a gamble.
But generally, you should take that guy, right? This was the thing with Embiid. Embiid had all the injuries, all the issues at Kansas, but he fell to number 3 in a draft class where, Jabari Parker got picked ahead of him? Like, you should just take the guy everyone says should be the number 1.
It is a gamble. Kyrie, he couldn't play that year with his foot.
Exactly. Holmgren, everyone said was going to get hurt.
Yeah, he was the guy. And to be fair, Holmgren, I think, is interesting because if he's not on the Thunder and they need him to be the number 1, I don't know. I don't know how he's looked at.
Yeah, that is fair. But I also would point out with Holmgren, like the thing that was the problem with him in the draft and why some people were saying take Jabari Smith Jr. over him was he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. His frame. He actually did miss an entire season with injury. Like the worst case scenario happened and he's still looking like he's going to be a 10-time All-Star.
Yeah, that's a specific situation though. I just want to say that. 916 says Cam looked like he had good court vision, someone you could play through eventually. Yeah, to me he looks like a really elite piece, but I don't think he's the guy where I don't know right now in November, right? Wife's birthday, November 19th. Right now, I don't see him being, hey, we need 40 tonight. I don't see that. He doesn't have to be that. That's why I said he looks like a really elite piece. And that's you can start from there. According to Kyle, you can start from there. Now, pool guy Marks is having some fun. Well, then Kyle must love the Bagley pick. He's still in the NBA. No, it's with the same team, and you got to start.
Also, like Bagley's never actually been a starter, like except for a half a season, he was never a starter in the NBA.
Yeah,
like DeAndre Ayton is not a terrible pick. He was the third best player on a team that won a conference championship with the Suns, but compared to Luka, he was a terrible pick.
Yes. And we know everything is relative. What I want to know when it comes to everything being relative, and we're about to get into this Thunder Kings preview. By the way, nobody, you said, Kyle, is even questionable on the Thunder besides Jalen Williams?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of people out, but no one is questionable. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. It's Jalen Williams is out. Aaron Wiggins is out. Kenrich Williams has been out for a while. Topic.
Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah, Aaron Wiggins is out.
Yeah, I forgot he was on the squad because A.J. Mitchell has been balling.
A.J. Mitchell.
They just spawned. How many guys are on that team?
What do you mean?
It feels like their roster is bigger than other rosters.
Well, I mean, they're keeping Topic on the roster, and he doesn't play.
Something weird is going out there in OKC. I want to ask this. What's going on? Why? And we can dig more into this tomorrow. What is the deal with Kings fans and Keegan Murray? Right? 209 says, is Keegan even a starter? Because this is what I was talking about, Kyle. As you said, you have a certain level for the top, the 4 pick in the draft. Maybe not necessarily the top 4 picks, 1, 2, and 3, but that 4th pick in the draft, if you are a starter and you sign, 2, 3 contracts with the team, even if you're not a stud muffin, that's still a win. 209 says, is Keegan even a starter on any other team? What is the venom? What is the problem with Keegan Murray? And this is what I was trying to explain to you. I think a lot of Kings fans thought they got sold a bill of goods from Keegan his rookie year, and he's still ticking them off because he was not that shooting the basketball the last 2 years. They don't give a bleep that he's had to defend. They don't give a bleep. They want somebody that's boogieing. They want Denny Avdia. They want Trey Murphy. They want somebody that's out here creating. I can't really say I blame them. And then Keegan gets paid more than these guys. I see where you're coming from, but we don't have to do that. We don't have to do, is Keegan a starter on any other team? That just tells me that you don't mess with Keegan like that. Because I don't know you 209, but I know you probably know a level. I know that you know that's not true. I know you know that I know that you know that that's not true. But I think Kings fans, kind of similar. It's not the same thing at all, but it reminds me a little bit, Kyle, to go baseball. Do you remember Tyler Fitzgerald 2 years ago on the Giants where he turned into Barry Bonds, right? He turned into Barry Bonds at the end of the season 2 years ago. Then he became the starting second baseman this past season, and he spent more time with me in Sacramento than he did with the Giants. Now, obviously, he's not a top pick or anything like that, but people were ticked off because he had done something that was completely out of the norm, and people started to believe that that was the norm. What Keegan did his rookie year, I'm not saying it's incredibly out of the norm, but he wasn't always going to be that. He's grown his game. But I do think there is a level of basketball venom that fans have for Keegan because they watched him go up against Paolo, and they thought, we got our 6'9" boogie guy. And he ain't dancing like that. On the other side, let's break down Kings Thunder. It's time for the Dirty 30. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
This Sponsor the Clock is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because, again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah?
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
At Bank of America, we asked our people, how do you take ownership of your career?
I'm able to grow my way by putting the priorities that I have for my career first.
I thrive on being a leader who's behind the team, not in front of the team.
Every few years, I'm being re-energized because I get to do something different and learn something new.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, Proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Carmichael Dave here for American Energy Heat and Air. Right now, breaking news, they're upgrading their offering to include plumbing, bringing that same expertise and experience to the plumbing space. They're no longer just heat and air. They're now your American Energy home pros. You hear me talk about them as your second opinion partner. Now you can still get second opinions on any HVAC service or replacement, and now you can get a second opinion on any of your plumbing services. They'll come out to your house for free, and they'll give you a second opinion and almost certainly save you money. Oh, but wait, there's more. With winter coming up, how about a free furnace special? With full system installation, you're getting a free furnace, not a discounted furnace, a free furnace, and up to $4,000 in rebates while that funding lasts. So get there right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Allen Stiles. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Welcome to the Dirty 30, where we try to fit in a bunch of stuff we were supposed to do throughout the show, but we didn't get to it because texts were more important, calls were more important, Sack Chat was more important.
I don't know if we're that dirty today.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Although I do have a carryover from last segment if you want it.
All right, yes. Kyle's favorite game, or one of his favorite games, Player A versus Player B. And one of them is probably going to be Keegan Murray, because that's who we were talking about. As somebody asked the question before the break, would Keegan be a starter on any other NBA team? Which I know this person, I think, is being facetious, but it brought me to a conversation of why do some of y'all have such a problem with Keegan Murray? All right, Kyle, let's hear it.
All right, so you were talking about development and why people don't like Keegan. So what I've pulled here are Player A and Player B stats from the 2024 season.
Okay.
So Player A, 14.7 points per game, 37% from three, 50% from the field, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, half a block per game.
Okay.
So 14.7, 50 from the field, 37, 7.2, 1.5. Player B, 15.2 points per game, 45% from the field, 36% from three, 1 steal, half a block. Oh, and 6 rebounds, if that helps. Mm-hmm. Player B is Keegan Murray after his second year. Player A is Denny Advia after his 4th season in Washington. Denny Advia is 4 months younger than Keegan Murray. They are basically the same age at the same stages of their development. What happened after 2024, though, was Advia got traded to Portland, where he was given the room to grow as a scorer. The Kings traded for DeMar DeRozan, squeezing Keegan out of the offense. Again, Advia and Keegan were in the same spot in 2024.
Yeah.
Look at what's happened in Portland, where Advia is going to make the All-Star team, and look at Sacramento and Keegan, and people saying, what does Keegan actually do?
Yeah, I would say this, and that is a great Player A versus Player B. I would say this, Advia is a different player than Keegan. Your point remains, but Advia, I guess the argument, here's the only problem with your Player A, Player B is that if Keegan played more like an Advia, maybe they wouldn't have brought in a DeRozan. That's my only argument. Because Advia, he's 6 assists a game. I mean, he's handling the basketball the way we don't see Keegan handle it. But I understand your point. The person I would use, because he doesn't handle the basketball as much, is Trey Murphy. That's who I normally use because he's more of a catch and shoot guy. He boogies a little bit, but Denny, he can wiggle.
But we don't actually think Trey Murphy is that dude.
I don't think so. I think he just gets the chuck.
We just think he's putting up buckets on a bad team.
Yes.
Advia is averaging 26 points per game on a team that's probably going to the play-in this year.
Trust me, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
But that's the point is they were in similar places in their career trajectory.
Yes. Maybe he doesn't become Denny because I do think they play differently, but the point remains he didn't get the opportunity for us to find out.
Yeah, even if he plays differently, I'm not saying he would have been Denny. I'm saying he could be scoring 25 points per game in Portland right now, even if it's a different style.
We will never know. And that's the same thing we said about Trey Murphy when people want to say, well, look at Trey Murphy and some of the flashes. And we've had this conversation with Keegan before, but we have it when people are sitting there saying, would he even be and I don't even know why I entertained it. It just caught me off guard. Would he even be a starter on any other NBA team? The bottom line is this. A lot of y'all thought Keegan was going to be the dude, and he is a dude. I think he is a piece very similar to what Cam Boozer may be. Cam Boozer may be a dude as well, or he could be a piece. Keegan is a really good piece, and that's not good enough for some of you. And he's getting paid a lot of money, but he ain't getting max money. He's not getting Paolo money. So that's just what it is. Kyle, all right, it's time. I know people have kind of ruined it a little bit because they're messing with me, even though you think it's funny. But it's time to guess the spread. I can pull. Do you have it, Kyle? I can pull it up. I think I got it.
Why? Because it's already been ruined?
No. And now we have a text. Boozer is trash from the 916. All right. Kyle, you want to guess first?
I guess I should. I'm so scared. It's going to be like 21 or something like that. Okay, I will go. Wait, so the Minnesota one, Minnesota, I think it was like 15.5. So if it's OKC with no Sabonis, I'll go 17.5. I'm hoping it's not 20, but I'll say 17.5.
Yeah, I'll flirt right there with you. I'm just going to go 18.5. I think it's very hard for Vegas to put 20 because of the fourth quarter and whatever could happen in the fourth quarter. Okay. I'm going to say 18.5.
Okay, so before we look, what was the number that the Sac Chat was trying to lie to you about?
I don't know if it was a lie. They said 17.5.
Oh, okay. Because I saw someone on the text line said 18 after, but then we just solicited people to send fake numbers.
Are you ready?
Unfortunately.
The spread in tonight's game, and I promise I didn't see, it is 18.5. 18.5.
Good job, Allen. Congratulations.
Look, man, something tells me, I know sometimes they'll change them, but I think he could get in now. I think Thunder might sit some guys. I really do.
I don't even know how many games there are.
Do you think Shea even likes games like this? I mean, it's going to bring down his average.
What do you mean? He still puts up 30 in 3 quarters.
You know, he wants a game where I can get to 40. He ain't getting to 40 tonight.
If he went for 40 in 3 quarters, you're going to look so dumb tomorrow.
40 in 3 quarters, I won't show up tomorrow.
Really?
40 and 3 quarters.
What do you think is the second lowest spread in tonight? Because this has got to be the highest point spread tonight. What do you think it's?
Let me look at this.
I'm just going to list off some games. Rockets, Cavs, probably not.
No.
Hornets, Pacers.
No.
I don't know. Raptors at Sixers.
Hornets, Pacers. If you're even paying attention, call it. Just call the number.
Do you want to guess how low the ticket prices are for that game?
Hornets, Pacers.
Hornets, Pacers.
Where is it?
In Indiana.
$10.
It's $7. Oh. $7. Warriors, Heat, not that.
No.
Oh, here's a go. Wizards, Timberwolves. Wizards at Timberwolves. Do we think that one is more or less than Kings and Thunder?
It's got to be more, right?
So what do you think the Wizards are dogs? How many points? If we're at 18.5 for the Kings.
I think it's 19. I don't think it's much.
Okay. 16.5 Minnesota.
This is the type of stuff that Doug needs to be. What is Doug saying before games?
Kayla liked that.
What is he actually saying is what I'm trying to figure out.
Last chance. I don't think this is it, but it's Nuggets at Pelicans. Can we get to 18?
No, it ain't going to be enough. It ain't going to be enough. It's going to be like 15.
By the way, do you see that crazy thing that they aren't doing concessions in the first quarter at Pelicans games? Like they've just closed off the upper deck.
No. That sounds,
very sad.
No, it's probably going to be about 15.5.
Nuggets 13.5.
Crazy. I mean, this can't go on.
The Wizards cannot be 2 points closer. I guess the Thunder are better than the Timberwolves, but still.
Which is funny because
they were 15.5 against the Timberwolves on Friday. The Wizards are 16.5.
Yeah, which is funny because somehow, some way, Carmichael Dave doesn't think they'll be a bottom 5 team. And I tend to agree with them. Obviously, it's just one game and they don't have to play the Thunder anymore. That's part of it. This schedule is going to get much easier, but they're in the fight right now. And I told y'all, you bring Keegan back on Thursday, and now you have Domantas Sabonis. Look, obviously, we'll know more if Domantas Sabonis doesn't play tomorrow. Then I would be worried because we still would not be able to see this team at full strength, which would be nice to see. We don't know how much is going to change, but it would be nice to see. On the other side, it's Whitey Gleason, it's Kayla Anderson to close out the show. We have Prop Talk and Dog segment. Allen Stiles, Sactown Sports.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
Around here, Maverick is more than a name. It's who we are. My dad climbed power poles for a living, and he taught me to keep homes running when it gets cold. This November, donate 5 canned foods to our holiday food drive and choose a furnace tune-up or an electrical safety check. We'll collect your cans at the appointment and keep your heat comfy and your lights steady. So the only thing whistling is the kettle, not your ductwork. Visit callamaverick.com. Limited November appointments. Some restrictions may apply.
Black Friday savings start now. Get your best deal through the end of the month at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
With Black Friday savings during Happy Honda Days, own or lease your new Honda Accord or Civic today. Your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Visit us at FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now for the last 2 years, I've been sharing the great experience I've had being a customer of Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the sales department to the service department, they're top notch. And now is the perfect time for you to have the MB of Stockton experience. The Mercedes-Benz holiday celebration is on, and that means you can get super low rates on new and certified pre-owned models. Plus, they'll throw in 3 years of prepaid maintenance on select models. They make it easy and affordable for you to drive away in the car of your dreams. And if you have a trade-in, well, they're looking for all vehicles to purchase. Any makes, any models, just holler at my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is the gift that keeps on giving. So take the short drive down I-5 and visit my friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And while you're there, tell them Drape sent you.
Allen Stiles
You can join the show by texting 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Allen Stiles. We are back,
Hey,
joined
Alan.
by Kayla Anderson. Oh, and Whitey Gleason is
Thanks.
here as well. We are getting ready for some prop talk and dog segments. All right.
Yeah.
Kings Thunder again. We think this is the last time.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
This is the last time.
This is the last time.
Mercifully.
The funniest thing is how offended you get at things like the point spread.
What do you mean?
You stopped when you heard the point spread. You stopped cold and said, "Okay, Doug Christie has got to share this with his
That's
fans."
right.
That's right.
You have to.
Get Doug in
Same
there.
thing
Disrespect.
When Wemby doesn't play.
Yes.
You're like, look,
Yeah.
this is just disrespectful, am I right?
Somebody
It's just funny.
once Shams came out and said that Wemby is going to be out for a couple weeks. Somebody responded to me and said, don't you feel maybe stupid for what you said? And I said, no, not at all. It's still disrespectful. I don't care.
It might not be disrespectful enough because in the 6-game losing streak, the Kings have been outscored by 22 points a game.
Yeah, well, that was the one I think I felt, you know what it was?
What was it?
It was I think it was the Bulls game. It might have been the Bulls game. All these losses that I can't remember, but
mixing together.
I think it was the Bulls game where I said, all right, they were 4-point favorites, the Bulls were, and I said, okay, man. No, you know what? It was the Hawks at home. I think the Hawks were favored by 4.5 or something. I said, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, Vegas. They lost by 33.
That was
The
like
Kings,
one of the worst.
They lost by 33. And I said, you know what, Vegas? I guess, you know what? I guess you get it. But actually, based on Vegas, you should hammer the what was it, Kyle? 18.5. Just hammer it.
The good news is the Kings gained ground on the 10th spot last night with Utah losing. So here we go.
Third easiest schedule.
Here we go.
What are we making? I spent more time than I ever thought I would on the Suns because they were on NBC.
I know, you're like
They're not
speaking
supposed
about,
to be good at
They were on NBC last night.
Think about
and
Dylan Brooks, like, have you seen Dylan
No, that was
Brooks?
supposed to be the Kings. They were supposed to be the team.
You're right.
Where Vegas gets it wrong. We got to double check what the Suns' win total was.
They
but
were
that was
35.5.
That was supposed to be the Kings.
Yep.
That was supposed to be the Kings, and it's not the Kings. The Kings are the Suns, but at least they have their pick.
Yeah.
And I watched Cam Boozer last night.
And yeah, I heard you weren't impressed. No?
I'm a Debanza guy. And I've
I
always
watched
been a
him the other
Debanza guy.
night, yeah.
Okay, I've always
Yeah.
been. See, I think I missed that. That
You
was
did
during
miss
the
that game?
ESPN.
Yeah.
That was during the ESPN standoff. So I think I missed that one.
You didn't switch over to any FUBU or anything?
I was on FUBU, but I
Okay.
wasn't on FUBU yet.
Oh, was it Fubo? Sorry.
It is Fubo, but I
pronounce
call it
wrong.
Fubo.
I call it FUBU just from back in the day.
Yeah, I call it For Us by You
Yeah.
TV. Whitey, what are the keys to the game tonight?
Which game?
To pray. Besides pray.
Well, Doug Christie, Coach King says, got to get off that fast start. Got to throw that first punch.
But does it matter? Because they have no punches in the fourth.
Well, I'm just going by what he says. You're right, but at least they want to start off.
That's,
Well,
yeah.
little
Set,
And
set
Kayla,
some sort of tone.
you were cracking up when I said, well, what is Doug saying in the pre-games? I'm serious.
I know.
I don't know.
Alan,
What would you
I'm
say?
almost on your side on this one.
Let's pretend
And
we're-
I'm not on your side a lot.
We're in the locker room, okay?
Yeah.
You're Doug Christie. And I'm one of the players. Get us ready for the game.
Look, guys.
First of all, which player would he be? I'm sorry to interrupt, but which player would Allen be on the Kings right now? Kyle?
Maxime Reynaud.
No.
No.
Malik. Come on. On the way.
Okay, sorry.
Listen,
And scene.
guys. We might have gotten off to a tough start. Our schedule's been rough. We've had a rough 5-game road skid. But we have a chance tonight, in the third time we've played the Thunder this season, to go out and start this game off and end this game the way we want to do it. And we're getting disrespected around the league. We are an 18.5 underdog? This is disrespectful when you're looking at other teams that are just as crappy as we are right now. I want you boys to go out there and I want you to give it your all. And we're going to get out of this without being swept by the Thunder this year.
Wow.
Let's go get them, boys.
Wow. Yeah, let's go, guys.
freaking go.
Let's go. We're going to cover that spread.
Yeah.
We're going to lose by less than 18.5.
That's the spirit.
I'm
gang.
getting out there right now And we ain't losing by 18.5.
Oh,
We're
by
losing
the
by
way,
15.
I'm like doing the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm doing the helicopter.
I'm ready
too.
to go.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
You know, I got
Whitey?
into it with the high flyer yesterday a little bit.
Oh.
We have a good time together. But he's talking, and of course, he played at the highest level.
Yeah. Yep.
I respect that. He talks, as so many people do, as the Kings do, about you got to have, you got to play with the effort. And I know that's important. I know it matters. But to me, there are certain defenders that they could give more effort, but they're still not going to be good defenders. That's all. I just get frustrated with that notion.
But I think that's been the struggle with the Kings and how frustrated to be because, going back to the last time they played against the Spurs, the Kings aren't a championship team. Are they a team that should be losing to the Spurs by 13 with no Wemby, no Stephon Castle in the second half, and no Dylan Harper? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
That's the tough thing. They stink, but they don't smell this bad. You know what I mean? Like the washer isn't fully done, but it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's my whole thing with the Kings. This stretch that we've talked about, and it's the longest stretch. It ties the longest stretch in franchise history of consecutive double-digit losses. They're not that bad. Now, is it a crazy? Go ahead. Wes.
Sorry, I just want to ask. No, when you say franchise, you mean I don't know the answer. I'm not trying to trip you up. Sack era or like the whole?
That's just what it said on the ticker.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's just what it said on the
franchise.
ticker.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
This
Whatever
franchise
it was.
been around a long
No, whatever
time.
it was. It ain't good.
Yeah.
It ain't good. Okay. So I don't think they're that bad. Now, is it a crazy statement to say, well, they could have lost 6 games, but they shouldn't have lost them all by double digits?
Right.
I don't know. What are we talking about? What type of argument is that? All I know is I hear what you're saying. I hear what both of you are saying, Whitey. I just think that they don't fit and it's not a good team, but I don't think they're this bad.
I don't think so. And I wanted to add to that really quick because the double-digit losses, there's been a couple of the games where like, okay, they were out of it kind of from the beginning and you knew that. But a lot of those double-digit losses have strictly come in the fourth quarter when it just they finally can't follow up a run. Like because they hang around for 3 quarters and it's a good game and they're fun to watch at times. But it's that fourth quarter that the shooting goes cold or like the other team goes on a run and they just can't answer that it just falls apart.
Yeah. And Whitey, we've been back and forth on this off air, but for such a talented offense, they sure do seem to not know how to put the biscuit in the basket when it matters most. I don't know what to do with that, Whitey.
To me, they're every bit this bad.
Wow.
You say they're no sugarcoating.
They should be losing.
They're just so mismatched.
Yeah.
And to your point, Caleb, the way I see it, teams that fall apart in the fourth quarter, that's when the game matters the most. Bad teams do that.
Yeah.
But
also, their offense isn't very good.
Well, no, but we don't got to worry about the offense. That's what we are being told. That's what we are being.
Don't bring that up to Doug Christie.
No.
Get mad.
Don't even bring up the O word. We
That's
don't
what
talk
I was
about the O
gonna
word.
say,
Yeah, I don't.
He
I'm
does
just
not
saying,
like that.
I'm watching the game, and it looks like you clanking a lot. Yeah, when it matters most. I'm just saying. But after this, you get Keegan back.
Yeah.
That
guy. Let's go.
Now that guy, he can play basketball.
Now we're going to be 24th in defensive rating.
And he's coming back. And do you know anything about the Sabonis injury? Do we think it's a precautionary or because I'm hoping that we see a full squad tomorrow.
I think he banged his knee. I
Okay.
think that happened during
What
the
is
game.
he
We
not
saw him.
hurt this year?
Right.
The fact they ruled him out a day before tells me he's probably not going to play.
Kyle always says that, though. I think they're going to go. They're going to
He's
go.
got like 3 broken ribs sticking out of his jersey and he plays, but my knee. So
I mean, we need to see them fully loaded. And this is how I started the show. So, and we got to get to Prop Talking Dog segment, but enough. This is what I told people.
What are you talking about?
Enough with the Harrison ball. I get it because it's
I
De'Aaron
heard,
and Harrison.
It was kind of nice
But
last night.
Enough with the Harrison Barnes stuff, man. 7 straight points. We've seen it.
Did you see the
You
dunk?
ran him out of it's the same crusty
I
windmill
know,
dunk.
but
You got one
it
dunk.
did look nice, though.
Who ran him out of town?
Everyone ran him out of town.
You said Juan Toscano Anderson was better than Harrison Barnes.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
You also tried to send De'Aaron to the airport.
I did say that. Look.
Did you not like Fox either?
No. I don't have a problem with Fox.
I like Fox.
Oh, he's lying now.
I don't have a problem with Fox. Fox is Robin.
Okay.
He wanted to be Robin.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Harrison, everybody wanted to upgrade from Harrison. And now we're going to do the thing where we romanticize Harrison Barnes.
Well, it's just what you got for him and how you're not necessarily in a better place as a result of what you gave him away for.
So you're saying they should have kept Harrison Barnes instead of getting DeMar DeRozan?
Well, probably, but it just didn't work out. Did it make them better? It just created more problems.
I'm just saying, it's enough.
I get. You can't romanticize to the. I get that.
There's enough. Yeah. Okay.
You can't overdo it.
All right. We're closing out the Dirty 30. It's time, Kyle. We are.
For what? What are we doing?
It's time for what?
We got a minute and a half. Which way we
Look,
going?
man, I wouldn't. I wouldn't touch anything tonight. I would just go Russell Westbrook 13.5. Whitey.
13.5 what?
Points.
Schroeder points.
Okay.
Levine at some point has got to get out of whatever this funk is.
Yeah. Dog segment, Kyle.
No, you don't want mine.
Kyle, sorry.
Yeah, the Westbrook Green Goblin mask is calling me. Those points, rebounds, assists, man.
There you
Meaningless
go.
triple-double.
Somebody's going to play hard. Kyle, dog segment. Dog segment. And we are going to go with, for me, I'm going with Devin Carter.
Ooh.
I'm going with Devin Carter.
Is he even going to play?
I'm going with Devin Carter.
Can I go Ellis?
Keon Ellis for Kayla.
Drew Eubanks. Gonna lay down the law tonight.
Look at Ellen's face.
Kyle?
Well, I was thinking the same direction as Whitey, but Eubanks gave up 33 and 19 to Hartenstein last time. So, young man Maxime Reynaud, it's your time, baby.
Golly.
I need 20 minutes from Maxime tonight. What is he going to do? I don't know, but it's your time, young man.
It's your time for something. All right. Whitey Gleason, Kayla Anderson, Jay Johnson. All right. Getting you ready for game night. Kings taking on the Thunder. Will they get it done? Whitey knows. Kayla does two things on the callers, texters, stat chatters. Kyle Ledbetter, great job as always. Until tomorrow, so the bet.
Don't forget my podcast.
Gotta go.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant,
25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and